Right, we switch to Germany.
Off to Germany we go.
Hooray! They do nice chocolates there.
Decent beer. So, sure.
I don't drink beer though, so
Well, we're back.
I see a
Hey, we're
fly.
back.
We're back, folks. We're now streaming from Germany.
Hey, back from Germany.
Guten Tag!
Yeah. All right, so just as that happened, Kiwo, you fucking killed the stream, goddammit. Thanks so much to Kiwo for subscribing, as well as Funds282. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. So much love. So much love. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that. Blame the English? I don't know. I guess because
Oi.
in this situation.
actually, why am I saying "oh, you're English as well"?
Praise be the Reich. So let's carry on.
Yeah, so folks, Rachel's character was just coming round to consciousness in this cell below ground in this hot and humid environment. Will, your character starts to stir next as well. Rachel, you start to kind of remember back as to what happened to you beforehand, and the last thing you can remember was being with a group of your people and you were attacked by a group of cloaked and marked strangers. Several of you people, including yourself, were trapped in a net. The strangers, it was a large number of people, but you couldn't really see their faces or what race they were. You were attacked with magic and then you lost consciousness, and that's where you don't know obviously how long has passed, but that's the last thing that you can remember.
Okay. Is there actually a gate out of the cell that I can try and bust open?
There's I mean, in the cell bars, there's a built-in a doorway as part of the bars. It seems to be fairly solidly locked, but you could certainly try and rattle it and break it open.
Thanks so much to Kazakiradu for following. Welcome, my friends, to the adventure. You're a gentleman and scholar, sir.
There's a background sound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
fan noise off David, maybe?
It shouldn't be from me.
Let me mute you and see if it goes.
I think it might be from Will's mic.
If
No.
I can
I
hear
was
it.
hearing it earlier when it was
Tiny
just
little bit
myself.
from Mike,
Will,
tiny
and
bit from
me.
Mix, please, Mike.
Well,
It's-
I could hear it, so it can't be from me because it wouldn't show up in my headphones.
That's strange.
So
Anyway,
it's gone,
Your
since we've gone now.
imagination.
let's plunge through.
Yeah.
Let's plunge on.
So, Nix, you basically go and start trying to judge your strength against these bars. Meanwhile, you can hear that Will's character is starting to stir a little bit behind you. If you want to make a strength test.
Already have.
Yep. So you go up and you put your full weight of your body and your strength against these bars. They don't even seem to move. This has clearly been exceptionally well constructed.
Of course it has. Okay.
So Will, your character's now come round as well, and you're in this cell. You can see this female sort of barbarian-like figure literally trying to rattle against the cage doors.
First of all, I lose a few teeth, and then I... Okay. Hello. Ravenous. Hello, Ravenous. Thank you so much for subscribing, my friend. How the fuck are you doing, Rav? Good to see you, man. It's been too long, Rav. Thanks so much for subscribing, buddy. I say, hello.
Hi.
What is,
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
How did you get here? Do you remember?
No. I don't.
The last thing you can remember, Will, is you were scouting around a village that you'd heard had recently had a plague hit it. So there was a lot of corpses being piled up in carts, and you thought this was a good opportunity to do a little bit of scavenging for your own experiments. As you were kind of searching around, a group of figures who seemed to be capturing the surviving members of the village noticed you, and they cast this. You obviously, as a magic user, you definitely remember the sleep spell being cast on you at quite a high level by one of the guys who was capturing the villagers, and your body just dropped to the ground. And then the last thing you can remember, obviously, is waking up now in this cell.
I fell asleep, and now I'm here.
That was a bit careless of you, wasn't it?
Falling asleep is a natural process.
and then getting captured. Is that also a natural process?
Yes, it's one which I'm currently working on. How did you come here? Are you captured or are you capturee?
I was captured
I see.
in a net, if I remember rightly.
A
Some
net.
magic or something. I don't know.
Well, we best figure out what we there are new bodies. Good. Nice. I go and inspect the paladin. Nice finger bones we could use.
No, they might still be alive. Don't start.
I like his ankles.
Yeah, so Skag's character is going to be the last one to wake, so he's still unconscious. But Scarlet's character is starting to come around now as well.
I was determined to keep myself serious for this game. It's not going to happen. Not now.
Facial hair on this one seems to suggest a rather strong constitution. I quite like his. Excuse me, would you mind letting me sample some of your blood?
I'm assuming that was to me, because the other guy can't respond.
I'm just looking at him, really puzzled by all this.
Seeing somebody that close to me to begin with when I first wake up kind of makes me jump back a little bit and kind of scoot back up towards the wall.
You smell like rancid cheese on my breath. Like sour milk.
Ooh, tasty.
No.
Nice and lumpy.
Oh, God.
Only takes one night, folks. No, but are there any windows in this area?
No, and that seems to be contributing towards both the smell, the humidity. There's no breeze here at all. The room is basically sweltering. It's almost like, not quite like being in a sauna, but it's close. So you reckon you're certainly in a very different climate than you were beforehand.
Okay.
So Skag, your character starts to stir now as well.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
be holding the Necromancer off you.
So as I mentioned, the same applies to you guys. You've still got your clothes on you, but any armor or weapons are missing. As is any gold pouch or any valuables such as jewelry or anything like that. Your spell book is missing at the moment.
But I got the spells that I prepared and everything.
No, because you were
No, I don't have a spell book either.
Nah, I think you mean it's me, right?
Yeah, basically, so any of the casters, you don't have any spells prepared at the moment because effectively you were unconscious at the point when you would have been preparing spells through whichever means. So it's actually been several days that you've been unconscious, so you obviously don't realise it yet, so you don't actually have any spells available to you at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to try and bend some of the bars. Can I do that?
You can try, you can make a strength roll.
Oh, even worse than before. God.
Yeah!
Nailed it.
No!
You can actually tell these bars go deep into the floor. It's not like they've actually been just affixed into the cell. The bars themselves actually seem to have been built into the walls, as if this complex that you're in, this cell, is actually been specifically designed to hold people who might be capable of breaking out.
Right, who here has some good vocal cords?
I do, and they're mine. Keep your hands off.
Good. Would you consider shouting
No.
out until we hear something from our captors?
Okay, that might not be such a bad idea. You freaked me out, by the way.
My name is Stretic. I am pleased to meet you.
I wish I could say the same. Okay, I'm gonna look down the corridor and I'm gonna see if there's any sign of anybody. I mean, any light, fire, voices, something to show something of intelligence.
No, I mean, I'll just show for chat. Basically, you can see down the corridor, and the corridor seems to lead to a set of stairs which goes up towards a door at the end that you can barely make out. But you can't see any sign of activity. The door at the other end just looks locked, or at least looks sealed.
Okay, so I'll call out going, "Oi! Anybody there? You got company and we need attention."
Right, you shout quite loudly. You try it several times. There doesn't seem to be any answer.
Static sound in the background.
I say, Right. Well, first of all, we should get to know each other somewhat better so we know what we're working with. My name is Stressic. What is your name, big barbarian woman?
I'm Mara.
Mara. Excellent hair you have there.
Yeah, that's mine too. Thank you very much.
Mr. Paladin, I presume. I sense from your holy aura. Stinks. What is your name?
How far away is Will's character?
Well, it depends where he's standing at the moment. At the moment, he's quite close to you, if he's still in the same positions that's on the map.
Okay. So Owen will make a really hard kind of push, like a shove kind of thing.
So you're
Push him away as hard as he can.
You're gonna push the old man away.
I'm an old
Oh,
man.
yes.
I die.
Oh yes, he's going into the wall or something.
I've fallen.
He wanted your ankles.
Is that string thing or?
It depends if you're actually trying to do any physical damage to him or not. If you're just trying to push him back, then that's fine.
It's not a gentle like go away. It's more a real forceful push.
So make a strength-based melee attack first to actually contact him. I will give you advantage since I don't think Will's expecting it.
So how do I do that then?
I'll take the damage. I mean.
So yeah, it would just be basically, effectively, you can use a weapon attack, but you'd always just be using your fists throughout. So the damage would be 1d4 plus your strength bonus. So
18.
What's your AC, Will? Well, the 18's definitely not your AC.
Like 14 or something, yeah.
So rather ignore the 7 slashing damage and roll 1d4 plus your strength bonus, Skag.
Let's see. Roll
So instead of me attacking children, can we have it that Skaggath attacks old people now?
Doesn't have
Is
the
that
same
like-
ring to it.
Nah.
Oh, come on.
So Will, you take 4 points of damage as Skag's character quite brutally basically just slams you away from him against the wall.
I lick the blood.
You did what? Did you say?
I lick the blood. What is that for?
As soon as Owen kind of pushes him away, he, with a really large, kind of loud voice, "Go back and stay back. So you are who?" And he kind of looks demanding on the Necromancer.
I just told you my name is Stratham. And then you punched me.
So bear in mind, you don't at this stage know that Will's character is a Necromancer. You know that he is a...
Yeah.
He's an old man who seems to have certain... He's almost like a Frankenstein's monster in a way, in that he's sewn parts of other people's bodies onto his own.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
I've seen that he actually wanted people's ankles and beard, so I'm guessing he'd want part of my hair, so still, no, he's not coming near me.
And he goes on words like, "I am Owen Grenheim," and looks over to Scarlet's
The
character.
profiling.
And your name will be...
Something that's not important for you to know.
That's not a name.
Good, let's keep it like that. He just kind of like goes back to patting himself down and figuring out where everything may or may
my
not.
name, not my story. Except you don't know either. So I say to him, very well. Well, for this certain circumstance, I say, whilst we might not like each other, we work together to try and get ourselves out of this. And then we can go our separate ways. What say you?
Suits me just fine. However, we need a way out. Ideas?
I suggest the door, however, and does not seem to be too obvious. Is there anything on the ceiling, David?
No, it's a stone ceiling, similar to the tiles that are actually the floor's made of. You can see that there's almost like a dampness to the ceiling from the humidity, and there's dripping down. But the ceiling's quite tall, quite high above you. But it does appear there's another floor above.
Are there any like chains or anything? Just like a torch or
Any bones? Like anything besides us?
There is a few kind of leftovers of bones in this cell, but not significant.
Perfect.
More like finger bones and bits and pieces, not like a
Even better.
skeleton as
I've
such.
collected many of them.
There's no torch in the cell with you. There's torches outside the cell that are casting light into the cell, but there's no torches in the cell itself. The only thing that you've really got is a slop bucket in the corner. Which
Can I
flies
try
buzzing
to
around.
pick the lock on the door using bones?
You can, but you will be at disadvantage because it's an improvised.
That is
door.
fair.
Okay.
Go for it.
Alright, let's see. That's
Yes, good
Go
idea.
for it,
I'll do
strange, mysterious man.
is that sleight of hand, yeah?
Yes.
11?
No.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that video which is like potion seller? I've recently just only wanted to do the potion seller voice. I'll link it in chat.
Is this one of the Battle Bards ones?
No. It's just like a stupid video where the guy's like, "Potion seller, I need your finest potions," and then the guy comes in close to you. "Can't handle my potions." You just have a conversation for 10 minutes. It's so good. Oh, anyway, what's up, Ned?
So you end up you end up talking to each other for probably about the next hour or so, and the things you manage to ascertain is you don't think, although obviously the worlds that you come from are quite large, and you wouldn't necessarily know all of the continents or cities or whatever, but at a rough idea, you don't believe you're from the same worlds just from talking to each other, and if you were, you're certainly from different continents. You know, for example, Will's character. Will's character describes that he was from a very sort of dark, dusky world with 2 moons, and that doesn't match the description that any of the rest of you guys have heard of. So it appears that maybe you've been brought here from different locations.
Just like the end of the bone. Welcome, Cleavenge, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you for joining
I
us.
believe that Will's character has dinged his head a little bit too much. So 1 moon, 2 moons, 3 moons.
So after about an hour or so, you guys kind of just dejectedly sitting on the floor, you know, realizing that the cell actually seems to be pretty solid, and you don't seem to have any particular way out of here. The door at the end of the corridor opens up. The door opens, and you're turned to look down the corridor. You notice 2 young women entering in worn clothes, bare-feeted. Kind of a little bit ragged looking. One's carrying a bucket and a series of plates, and the other one's carrying an earthenware pitcher and a small sort of sack. One of them, they carefully close the door behind them, and then they walk down and kneel in front of the cell, about arm's distance away from you. Make a perception roll, everyone, please.
Jeez, my rolls are awful today.
My eyes aren't what they used to be.
Everyone's rolls aren't particularly great.
I ruined it
Hold up,
with
that's
that
7.
right at the beginning, so.
That's 7.
So the people who've got 7, you don't notice very much at all. But one thing you do notice in common is that both of the women are wearing identical copper bracelets on their left wrist. You don't notice anything else in particular. The first of the women kneels down basically, and she puts the bucket beside her, and she lays out 4 bowls, and she basically ladles out this sort of thick porridge that seems to be filled with berries into like 4 bowls, and then she pushes the bowls one at a time underneath the bars for you guys to consume effectively. And when she's kneeling in front of you, she kind of gestures to you, and she gestures like this, to eat. She's kind of gesturing clearly for you to eat.
I go and eat immediately. I'm hungry.
I'll take the bowl, but I'll be eating cautiously.
Yeah. So the other, meanwhile, the other woman starts to pour out of. She opens up the sack and she takes out 4 wooden sort of cups, effectively carved out of wood, and she pours a clear liquid that you assume is water from the earthenware jug she's carrying into the cups, and then she places the cups carefully just in front of the bars where you can reach through and take a cup.
Owen goes pretty close, but still a little bit away from the bars. Looks at them and, "Why are you barefoot?"
noticing that you're not eating yet, the woman that you're kind of addressing, she just points at the bowl that she's laid out for you and makes a gesture that you should eat.
He asks the same question again.
Yeah, they don't seem to understand you.
And he just turns around and sits down at one of the walls.
Can I make another perception check to try and like learn more about these people?
Given they're a bit closer to you and you're actually inspecting them, then yes, you can make another perception test.
16. That's not bad.
Yeah, so you're kind of, while you're carefully sort of like looking at the food, you kind of keep looking up to carefully look at these women while they're a bit closer to you. You notice, as well as the identical copper bracelets that they have on their left wrist, they have some form of tattoo on their right wrists. You can't make out the tattoo at this distance, but it doesn't look like a tattoo you've seen before. It looks subtly different somehow, but you can't realise why as such. You can't put your finger on what's different about the tattoo that they have. It's almost like a mark, maybe, rather than a tattoo. But it seems very clean, as if it's been applied in a very clean manner. So it's not like a ragged tattoo or a brand mark or anything like that.
Ladies, can you speak?
You see, they turn to each other and they can clearly speak. Will, you've been eating, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
So just as you kind of get one or two words out that you actually do understand, and it's almost as if they were talking, and then almost towards the end of the conversation, you started to understand them, and the last thing you hear them saying is, "We should go now." And then they grab the sack, the bucket, and the pitcher, and they leave the food with you guys, and they leave.
Before they leave, I want to put my dead or alive mark on one of them.
Which does?
Doesn't matter which one. I just want to.
No,
what it does is that it essentially creates an invisible red thread that only I can see. That's essentially a tracking mechanism. I can't tell what distance they are from me, but I can always follow that thread to get to them.
That's fine. Yep, no worries. Will, make an Arcana test, please.
Yes, very well. Very well. That's going to be 7.
You can't ascertain much, but you reckon that there's something magical about the berries in the porridge.
Something is in the food. It's magical.
And as you start to
eat the food.
Yeah, as you start to think about it a little more, you think that your comprehension of their language might be somehow related to the berries.
I think if we eat the berries, we might understand them better.
And do we get what he's saying, or is he kind of...
No, yeah, you guys are all speaking, you guys can all understand each other. You guys are effectively speaking what you would call common. You do have very different, distinct dialects and accents. So you're definitely not from the same, region or whatever, but you can roughly make out what each other's saying.
Now, here's a theory. Each of us in our own field are interesting or powerful or strong individuals. We appear to be in a place which is not our own, and we're each from different places. Perhaps this is some kind of prison or some kind of test or challenge from some being or place unknown to us in the cosmos, and we are brought here to attempt to best this challenge, or perhaps answer a summons.
And they start off this test by feeding us porridge and berries.
Well, it's not our own world. Perhaps this is custom here. Perhaps this is only the initial challenge.
Plausible.
Plausible.
So I start, eating a little bit just to see if it tastes all right.
I suggest you eat. We might be able to understand them better. That is my read on the situation, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the food is passable quality. It's not amazing. It's not particularly bad.
Now, if I had
filling.
one of their tongues...
it's not got sugar in it or anything like that to sweeten it, but it is, it does seem to be filling.
Yeah,
I had
well,
one of their tongues, we could definitely understand them, but until I get a hold of one...
what is it with you and other people's body parts?
I'm a scientist of sorts.
Which involves other people's body parts?
Yes, on my planet is most common.
Oh, okay.
We are all bone weavers.
But I hope you realise if you come anywhere near me to grab a finger or something, I will rip your insides out.
Well, I don't have any.
Well, we'll find
But
out.
yes, I won't touch your bones for now until you're begging for it.
Is there anyone not eating the porridge and berries?
Yeah, I guess
haven't
that
eaten
even
very much
after
of it,
some
but-
time we'll do it. Seeing that they are onto something.
Yeah. So
I've had maybe
So much to Ginyu today, £3. It says boot to the head. Mara gets a nat 20. Thanks so much, Ginyu. You're generous, my friend.
You!
So after about another couple of hours, the door opens again, and a group of 4 women enter with buckets. You recognise 2 of the women as the women that fed you earlier, and Scarlet, your mark, obviously still in on one of them. The women enter with buckets. 2 of them kind of kneel down near the door, and 2 of them come down closer to the cells and kneel down there. The buckets seem to contain like a soapy water and a hard brush. And each of them takes out the brush and they start scrubbing. Initially, you think they're just scrubbing the floor, but it quickly becomes apparent that they seem to be scrubbing a path from the cell up to the door.
Okay, I'll just like kneel down behind the bars, like looking at them. It's like, what are you doing?
They one of them sort of turns towards you and says, "Oh, good, you can understand us now. That's good. We're preparing. I can't say any more. I need to get back to work." And she starts scrubbing again.
Oh, yeah, start scrubbing quicker then. Hurry. Piss posh.
Where
Missed a
are we?
bit.
What's going on?
Oh, no, you missed a bit. Down the lane, over the left. There you go. Good girl.
Shut up, Stretic.
Just making
I'll
sure.
rip out your tongue, or one of how many you
There
got.
only seems to be one of them who seems to kind of occasionally
up a
keep
bag
sort of
of
turning
tongues.
around and talking to you. The others seem to be totally engrossed in what they're doing and seem to be deliberately avoiding, talking to you or even eye contact with you. She sort of like turns around and says, just do what they say. Everything will be okay.
Or what?
You don't want to know or what. And then she continues scrubbing.
I just step back.
So after about an hour, they've literally cleaned this path from the cell, kind of like from the front 2 squares. So if you imagine the 2 squares, kind of here on the map. So if you imagine that area there, so kind of like a gap that you wouldn't be able to reach across. But from the stairs, the squares at the bottom of the stairs, all the way up down to the door, they've scrubbed clean, and you can see
For an hour.
Jesus
Christ.
you can see distinctly that this is now almost like spotless. They took out rags and they dried it off and everything as well, and then they move themselves across, and they almost cower in this corner here, on the map. And after sort of another 5 minutes, the door opens at the end.
Can we go in?
No, the door's still locked.
I'm asking her. Can we go in?
The one that seems to speak, she just sort of shakes her head. She says, "Stay where you are."
When
Quiet.
can we go in?
And the door at the end opens, and a man walks in basically, and he's wearing what looks like really expensive silk robes. He's dark skinned. He's wearing sort of he's barefooted as well actually, but he's got a lot of jewelry on his body, particularly his fingers, where on his fingers he's almost got like thimbles made of gold on the ends of his fingers. And he's got like an earring and jewelry made of gold as well. And his robes are like the most luxurious robes you've ever seen. And he starts to walk down this cleared path towards the cell. Just as he's kind of entered, another man enters behind him. This man is almost the polar opposite of this guy. The man that enters behind him is this kind of small, fat man. He's balding. There's sweat covering his bald head basically. His clothes are rough, a little bit better than the girls that you've seen, but not much. And he's carrying a journal with him, and he seems to be like he's got like a quill and stuff, and he's following at a careful distance behind this other man who walks down towards the cells. Now, the man who's walking down seems to be kind of walking with purpose towards you guys to almost inspect you guys. He gets to about here on the map, and he stops. All of a sudden, he just stops dead, and he lifts up his right foot, and you notice down at the bottom of his right foot, you notice there's like a bristle from one of these brushes sticking in the sole of his foot, and he looks down at it basically, and he just basically pinces it out. And you see this drop of blood drop from his foot and hit the floor. And he turns round and he shows the Bristol up to the small man behind him, who literally just drops down basically to his knees bowing. Immediately you notice that the four women in the corner literally start almost like shaking and shivering at this sight. The man in the robes turns round to the four women. He puts out his finger and he almost counts eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And he stops on one of the women and he just points at her. And the guy behind him goes in and literally grabs her and then drags her out down the corridor and out the door at the end.
Right,
and then
okay.
the guy in the silk robes turns back to you four. And he walks down and he stops just out of hand's reach from you guys from the cell door, and he kind of he seems to be appraising you individually.
I'm gonna look him straight in the eyes. It's sort of like, I think we're due an explanation. I suggest you give us one now.
I'm totally in the corner right now.
So just as you say that, Nix, you hear a woman scream outside the cells.
And
he
thanks so
doesn't
much
he
to
doesn't
Ginu donates £5 and says Owen gets a vision from Argos and his new mixtape and rolls D10,000. Oh man.
The best sound there is.
So who was that was getting the roll?
Owen.
Right, cool. Make your roll. I have the chart available here.
From the scream, can I tell if she's dead or not? Because I'm pretty used to
Was the one that got dragged out the one I had marked?
Yes.
Oh boy. Did the mark go away?
Yes.
Yeah, you missed out on the.
And Will, yeah, you noticed. Will,
There you go.
yeah, the scream definitely cuts short.
She's dead.
8, 7, 9, 9.
I thought I could do like one DK. Be like cool.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Be a little bit hipster and do like one DK.
8, 7, 9, 9.
But no. For everybody out there, Roll 20 doesn't support hipster moves.
This is interesting.
No.
Oh dear. Are you going to tell us, or is it going to be one of those like before that you don't tell us and we never find out?
Yeah, Ferric had one. He never got
Ferric
it.
had
Right?
two.
Yeah, but one he got, but one he never got.
So, you're not sure what causes this, and it
Yeah,
happens
I
almost.
have a pretty good idea. It's a mixtape.
It happens at almost the minute where you hear this scream, and all of a sudden, the metal bars start to sink into the stonework, and then they start to fall towards you guys.
Okay.
Backing off.
Owen kind of looks at it a little bit surprised, but look more towards the other ones if there is illusion just for himself, or if the other ones see it and react to it.
Yeah, I mean, the stranger seems completely surprised by this. The other thing you notice, Nix, as you start to walk back, you notice that your feet are leaving footprints in the stone.
What? As if it's sort of like as
So
if it was made of sand.
I'll read it out to you just so you understand what's happening. 8799, all worked stone within 50 yards is briefly as pliant as soft clay.
Oh, good grief. Okay, who fancies an escape?
So that you see the stranger stepping back, and you can hear him shouting for guards, 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 as this bar the bars are falling towards you guys. So if you don't try and catch them, you're going to be crushed, because obviously the more the bars fall, the more weight they're going to have on you if you don't manage to intercept them.
Can I climb over the bars?
Once they're down a bit further, yes, you'd almost need to lower them to the floor, or bear in mind each set of bars is set independently into the pillars. So you could wait for one to clatter down and dart round. So if you look at the map, if you imagine when this bar here goes down, you would then be able to dart around at this bit here, at this edge.
Okay. What I want to do is I want to dart round as soon as I can. I'm going to grab the man round the throat and throw him up against the wall, holding him there.
I'm actually going to... I'm going to switch my mark onto the guy that kind of just waltzed in.
Yeah. So let's have initiative, actually, then.
Damn. Thanks so much to the Deadbeat for following as well. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir. Plus 4 rocks, so everyone dies. Alright.
So we don't have token initiative yet. I haven't set that up, so just roll your initiative using your character sheets.
Initiative, yeah.
I like to copy someone else. I think I rolled a 7 before too. So now I'm copying Nick's.
Just wait for Will.
So roll for initiative. Fuck. We just did it manually. Sorry about that.
11. So Scarlet, you are actually... Sorry, yes, Scarlet's actually first. So, Scarlet, what do you want to do? So this bar is effectively falling down towards you guys. All 3 sets of bars are literally falling down towards you guys. You can dodge out of the way of the bars. You can try and catch the bars. Once you've had a turn of the bars falling down, you'll be able to dart through them. But obviously, it's going to take a turn of action for the bars to drop down.
Well, thanks so much to Gyroscope for following. Welcome, my friend, to the adventure. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
All right, I'm going to take. I'm going to take a little movement right here to one of the pillars that's kind of between the sets of bars, and just kind of wait for them to fall around me.
Right, cool. You wait for the bars to fall down, then you'll be able to dart through. Next up on 11, we have Will.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Balls. I can't do any of my spells.
I hope you have those. I mean,
I could do. Well, I've got some.
He does, but just not his own.
Yeah, I know exactly.
He doesn't really have one per se. He can assume.
Let me tell you, I've been to Brazil once or twice, and I've harvested from there. So I
Will's donut is indeed 17 inches.
I'm a frail man.
Because it may belong to a horse, but
I'm a frail man, so I'm going to get back and I'm going to hold my action until someone more kind of like sturdy jumps in and I can jump on top of them. So I'm waiting. I'm kind of just poised, ready to go.
Right, so you work out roughly where the bars are going to fall, and you move yourself so you're going to be safe from the bars falling on you. So next up we have Nyx. Mara, what do you like to do? Are you going to do something similar to Scarlet and prep to dive around?
I'm gonna actually try and force the bars to bend down quicker.
Yeah, you could grab the bars and throw them down. That would be a strength test.
Decent roll. Oh, for goodness sake, I'm bloody weak. Okay.
No, you basically you do manage it, but what you realise is because the bars are actually stuck in the clay and they're almost sinking down, you aren't able to accelerate the speed any.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't have a token for this guy yet, so I'm just going to use a different token for them for the time being. So just to show you where he is.
I mean, that works.
Yeah. So, and then lastly we have Skag, your character.
He will go for the bars that Nyx didn't manage to do, so the same procedure. I was hoping that she might have successfully done it, but it's just a strength test, right?
Yes.
How about 19?
Oh, show off.
Yeah, so you basically move yourself to here, and you grab those bars and pull them down, basically. So that is your action, but you have cleared the bars earlier.
Yeah. So what I will do is make a motion for it. So maybe even step this way and kind of rim it down to the sides. So if anybody else will have, I don't stand in the way if they want to go out.
So this guy goes next. So he starts to flee backwards down the corridor.
Of course he does.
But he doesn't get too far because obviously he's only got half his action because he is a little bit surprised by this whole thing. But then you are as well. You weren't expecting the stone to turn to clay either. So top of the round we have Scarlet, your character. So the bars next to you have now clanked down and hit the floor.
Okay. Would I be able to make my movement as far as I can and then take an acrobatics check to see if I can jump and tackle this guy to the ground?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Solid. 12.
No. So basically you end up about here. But you kind of end up hitting the side of the wall as you try to sort of tackle towards him. Next up, we have Will, your character.
Is it looking jumpable for Stretic? Does it look like he could probably do something as an old man? Is it looking more kind of like I should not go anywhere near this? I will die, sort of.
The bars are now down on the floor, and you can actually step. You can almost step over them. The stonework seems to be solidifying again. Whatever freak atmospheric condition caused the stone to turn to clay seems to be ending now. So the bars are basically just lying on the floor, so you can almost clamber over them without too much problem.
All right, I'm gonna do a clamber. Get them to clamber over.
Yep.
Should I move my token for you? So
just move where you want to move to.
Click here, 4, 5, 6, like so. I'm coming along. Don't leave out me. 'Cause I'm just kind of shuffling along behind the group. And that's, I guess, like a double move, I suppose. Yeah, I'm gonna double move my turn. So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get here. Just overtake them a little bit. My old bones carrying me onwards, but my new legs.
So as you do that, this guy makes an attack of opportunity and attempts to trip you.
Oh, sorry again.
What's your AC?
No, not sorry, admit it.
14, I believe.
He fails. You managed to you nimbly for an old man dance around him. Next up we have Mara. What would you like to do?
And thanks to Ginu donates £5. Create a monster. After the bars have dropped, a portal opens and a Fu Manchu the talking bear joins the party.
Joins the party. Joins.
Of course he does.
No, I think by join the party we mean something appears to attack.
Joins the party.
No.
Joins. We have a pet bear.
Yes, we have a companion. Joins the party. Description. Joins.
Totally balanced. Totally balanced.
Can we name him Pooh Bear?
Can we get some? Can we have some clarity from the donator as to whether he wishes the bear that appears to aid or hinder the party?
No, go ahead.
Meanwhile, so we'll introduce that in a minute.
Really?
Meanwhile,
I've moved forwards after the person. There's not much else I can do on my turn at the moment.
Yeah. Last up, when we have Skag, your character.
Finally, the one of Worf has something to do.
Aid the party.
Right.
Leave the party. Take the portal, go.
He's on our side.
Right. So the portal
Yeah.
actually appears in this little room to the side. I don't have a bear token to hand, so you'll have to do with the panther token. And
That's the strangest looking bear ever.
It's a black bear.
Yeah, this bear basically smashes through the door from this small room where the portal is, and basically attacks this well-dressed guy, effectively. Let's just see. I'll just do the roll in the open for this guy, for the bear. That's a hit. I have no idea what the damage for a bear is, but I will assume it's at least, let's say D10 plus 2.
Just improv.
7 points of damage. So this bear literally bursts through this door and smashes into this this guy, basically, who ends up on the floor in a pool of blood. You don't know whether he's dead or not at the moment, but he's certainly down underneath this bear. It would have been his go to go next, but he is certainly at least unconscious.
Excellent job. Now just the bear to do.
Oh god.
So meanwhile, the door opens. I will just use the same token because I don't have any spare tokens at the moment for the guy. So the sort of slobberingly the sort of fat guy who was accompanying the other guy opens the door, and he seems to be just coming in to see what the commotion is. In his left hand, he's got the head of the woman that's been killed, which he drops as soon as he sees this scene, and then he looks down and sees the bear basically chewing on this this corpse. And he's like, and the only thing he goes, no, you've doomed us all. And then we'll go back to Scarlet at the top of the round.
Damn. Bear on bear fight. That's how Scarlet's send you, sir.
Yep.
Scarlet.
Okay, I'm thinking.
Come on, Scarlet. You always moan when we miss you out, and now we're giving you a chance to actually have a shot.
My problem is that I keep muting my mic to type, and then I forget to unmute it.
So the scene at the moment is the guy, well-dressed guy, is pretty much dead. He's certainly going to bleed out anyway.
Yeah.
The
friendly fat man popped up.
The fat man guy, who seemed to be some sort of servant to this guy, or maybe someone who runs the cells or something like that, has basically just come in to see what the sound is. Now, this is obviously a stone block which is underground, so you reckon that maybe the guy's screams haven't attracted any attention yet. Certainly, your experience of this type of construction before would suggest it. If it's a cell block, generally they're designed to keep the screams of the people being tormented or whatever out.
Yeah.
The bear seems to be quite passive now. It's enjoying its meal. This guy's
remember that the bear could actually talk.
Possibly.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'm afraid. Yeah, the bear can talk.
Very nice claws it has.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh boy.
Like Wolverine.
And so this guy's come in and he's dropped the head of this the woman that's been killed on the floor, and he's dropped his book and everything else he was carrying, and literally he seems like he's in absolute shock at the moment. A bit like when the woman realised that that they'd kind of inflicted an injury on the guy. He's shaking in a very similar pattern now.
Okay. I have just enough movement to charge up to him, and I'm going to try to pin him to the wall so that he can't leave.
Make a attack roll.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about the damage, just make the attack roll.
Yeah. Does it matter what with?
It would generally be a strength attack because you're attempting to grapple him.
Right, okay.
Nice.
Oh, it ain't going. Why ain't it going?
So if not, it would be proficiency plus strength plus d20.
Alright, so
just while you're doing that, Will, just notice we're just past the hour.
Indeed, we are. So if you guys are new and enjoying the show, hit that follow button for us and join us in today's adventure. Also, you can find us all the way here on social medias, all of the Twitters, YouTubes, Facebooks, websites, stuff like that. So go find us there. If you haven't followed already, hit that follow button for us and join us in tonight's adventure. If you haven't retweeted yet, also, you can retweet here. There's a retweet thing. Where here's 20 retweets. You guys are going to decide what happens next in our game. So get following, get tweeting, and we'll see what happens next.
we are at 19 retweets at the
Oh
moment.
boy, 19 retweets.
I'll tell you what, I will retweet that then, so we're at 20. So Because this is actually quite a good position for a viewer's decision, I think.
Indeed.
So, guys, how viewers' decisions work basically is you guys understand the situation we're in at the moment. We're in a jail cell. The sort of slave master guy is just being killed by a bear, which appeared through a portal. The sort of jail keeper, shall we call him, has just appeared through the door. Scarlett's character has managed to pin him against the wall with that roll. And the characters don't really understand where they are, what sort of world they're on, etc. So for a viewer's decision, if you guys want to suggest in chat below that line that Nix has just posted, something that might happen to the characters, it could hinder them, it could help them. We will then put up a straw poll, and you guys can vote on the outcome of that straw poll.
Let's make it happen, guys. Get some ideas in, and let's get voting. Aye. What's that going? Cool.
Right, whose turn was it?
Scarlet?
Scarlett's now pinned this guy to the walls, so it is now Will's turn.
Good. Keep him pinned whilst I run. I get to the door. Is it
So much for working together.
Is it able to be opened?
It is, yes, because the jail keeper's just been through the door.
And
The door is unlocked.
What about the head you just passed?
I open it with my half-orc hand.
Yep.
And then run through my little old man human legs.
So on the other side of the door, there's a small set of stairs that seem to lead upwards, like literally a sort of a story up in height to another door at the top, and you can see light shining from underneath the door at the top as if it leads out into daylight.
Okay, then I run towards daylight.
Right, you head up to this door at the top. So next up we have Nix, your character.
Okay. I'm guessing Scarlett's character has still got him pinned.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go up there. I'm just gonna snarl at him. It's like, tell us what you know. Tell us now, before I rip your gullet out.
He just sort of looks at you, and goes, "We're all dead. Doesn't matter now. They'll kill us.
What do you mean we're all dead?
You've killed one of the masters. Even harming a master is a death sentence. Killing one is death by torment.
Master? What? You got to explain to us. We're not from here.
You're slaves. You were due to be sold."
Yeah, screw that. We're not slaves. Okay. Tell us
You
exactly what
don't
you know, and we'll
understand.
try and make it quick.
We're in the Emerald Citadel. There's guards everywhere. We're not going to make this out alive.
Has
Okay.
anyone known about the Emerald City? Knowledge based.
No, you guys have never heard of this before.
Yeah, isn't there a big wizard that lives behind a curtain there?
Right?
Okay, I'll look to Scarlett's character we don't know the name of. So, any more information we can get out of him?
Could always ask where he's keeping all our stuff.
That would be good.
I
Our
found the
weapons would be
exit.
nice.
He sort of shrugs. Goes, "They'll have all been sold. All of the possessions from those we take, they're sold. Long before they get brought here. You only brought here because you look like you can. You look like you have skills that would make you stand out from the other slaves."
Do you want to kill him or shall I?
I just kind of like press the side of my arm into his neck a little bit further. And I just kind of I look him in the eye and I ask him, if everything we've got's been sold, where can we replace it?
You don't understand. Everyone in this city's a slave. You'll stand out.
Congratulations. Where can we replace our materials?
He sort of, well, there's a market, but you won't have any coin. He goes,
Armory, you said there were guards.
yeah, you'll never make. Well, yes, there's guards, but to assault the armory, there's hundreds of guards. You're in the slave pen capital here. This area is heavily protected. So, Will, your character, we realise there's a door at the top of the stairs is
Yeah.
locked.
It's locked, and I've got a key.
You hear Will's character shouting down from the corridor, basically saying that the door, the sort of the door upwards is locked.
Anyone got a key, please? Anybody at all?
I'm just kind of staring expectantly at the guy that I'm holding against the wall.
He goes, yes, yeah, and he points down at his belt, and you can see there's like a ring of keys on his belt. Says,
I kind of
one of those keys will open the door out, but you need to be careful. It opens out into the courtyard. The place will be swarming with guards.
We'll be fine. I can't vouch for you.
Owen makes his way up the stairs after being standing there. He is a very grand stature of a man, as he is almost 2 meters. I don't know about the feet size that is.
So, folks, the straw poll is in chat now. So if you click on that straw poll and vote, we will take the options once
Some
we
great
have
ones on this one.
He has a very long hair that goes down further down the back. A really great settled beard. So
It's your character, Skag. Of course, it's got to be.
Yeah, it needs to be. And he moves up to about where he got pinned, the guy. I bet it's like over here somewhere. And he looks at the guy that is talking a little bit. So now you have a little bit of leverage. Tell us how we can move freely about here.
He's like, he starts to think, he's like, well, my life is forfeit now. They're going to kill me. If we could make
No.
it to, if we could make
We're
it,
going to kill you if you don't tell us.
if we could make it to the free city, we might be okay.
Thanks to Moldog for subscribing. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Hey, what?
Moldog subscribed. Now Moldog will be able to use all the cool new emotes when he's doing all of these.
Nice.
Thanks, buddy.
Mullabot has described. Thank you.
So basically, he says, look, we've got a bit of time. Why don't we go back down, and I'll tell you what I know, and explain how this all works, and if maybe you could formulate a plan, and using my knowledge, I know the area. Maybe we could all escape.
Who says we have to leave to form a plan? Looks like there's a room for us right here.
Well, that's fine. Where did the bear come from?
The bear's
Good
not your...
question. I start going and inspecting the bear.
Do you want to keep what limbs you have? Regarding their
No, I want to replace them. That's why I am inspecting the bear.
bear limbs. Okay.
Wrong.
Oh, dear.
So basically, you guys kind of go into the sort of like room, and he's this guy seems to be sort of a mix between panic and distraught and all sorts. And he explains that what was due to happen to you basically is you would have been taken to like a slave auction, effectively. One of the masters has obviously come here to try and inspect the wares first to judge which slaves he might bid on, but there would have been many of the masters that would have been bidding on slaves. The way it works is the people of of this particular landscape can't have children. What they do effectively is, in order to keep the population going, they send out sort of slaver parties who bring in people from other worlds. Now, if it's any children that are captured, if the children are captured and they're young enough that they don't remember their parents, then they're sent to the upper city, where they're trained in the academy to be things like guards. They're basically servants rather than slaves. Anyone who is a slave is classified into one of 3 categories: copper, silver, or gold, based on their usefulness. And everyone starts off as copper. You notice that this guy's wearing a silver bracelet compared to the women who were wearing copper bracelets. The bracelets basically is to do with how much they get paid, and also to do with certain other things that happen. So the masters have to pay the slaves in order to keep the economy working. So if you're a copper slave, you get paid 10 copper a week. If you're a silver slave, you get paid 10 silver a week, etc. And then a tax comes off that. However, he also shows you another mark that he's got on his right hand, and it's like almost like a magical tattoo of a serpent. And he basically says this counts down, and it has to be renewed at a frequency to do with your categorization. So copper people, it's renewed every week. Silver people, it's renewed once a month, and gold people, it's on longer than that. If it's not renewed, then the person dies. So it's to stop the slaves obviously fleeing because they know that they'll die.
That's pretty hardcore.
Wow.
So you guys would have been marked by this mark and given copper bracelets and sold to a master, effectively. He says that the world that you're on is an ancient world that some other civilization lived on before. And what they do is they tend to send off scavenger parties from the Emerald Citadel into the wilderness to search old ruins and old sort of encampments of civilization to find riches, etc., and bring them back to the Citadel. There is another city called the Free City, which is where, although slaves can be in the Free City, the people of the Free City are free and they're not slaves. That's one of the main trade ports that the Emerald Citadel trades with. It's 5 days travel up the river, and he says that if we could somehow sneak onto a boat going upstream or something similar, if we could get to the Free City, that would be the best approach. The other option would be to flee into the jungle, but the problem is anyone who passes through one of the city gates without one of the tattoos, it immediately alarms the guards at the gate that the person has passed through without a tattoo. So you'd either need to go over the wall or something. You can't go through the gates that separate off the three parts of the city. You guys are in the lower city at the moment. There's a middle city and the upper city as well. There's no slaves allowed in the upper city.
Well, it appears that we are, as the kids would say, fucked.
That's one word for, I suppose.
And he says basically, given that now we've been involved in the killing of a master, our lives are all forfeit.
How are they going to know it's us, though?
Well, we were in the cell. They'll just make the assumption.
I can't change my identity.
I don't want to know how. Can we actually get hold of some of these bracelets to try and trick people?
Well, we could take the bracelets off the women. For you, there was 4 women.
Close enough.
And they were copper?
They were copper.
Yeah, there you go.
And you need a tattoo as well.
People don't tend to notice the tattoo as much, but you won't be able to go through the gates without the tattoos. Mm-hmm. You'll have to go over the wall, or through the sewers, maybe.
Okay, so I'm going to get all the bracelets and pass one to each of us.
Yeah, so he takes out one bracelet from the woman that died that he obviously collected off her corpse and gives it to one of you, and then there's 3 bracelets of these women cowering in the corner. They kind of like, what happens to us? They'll kill us.
That's true.
That is true.
Owen asks the guy, I don't know which continent or whatever Owen comes from, but he asked the continent if he ever heard of it.
The guy shakes his head. No, never heard of it.
So yeah, Mara will go up to Owen and is like, I think we're different universe altogether. They won't know it.
And pointing at the rest of the group, where exactly are you from?
Wait, is that to us, you mean? The Shadow Realms.
Scarlet turned his microphone on just to lift an eyebrow.
So Skag, you go over to Will's character and you say this. Will, make an attack roll against Skag, please.
Oh.
Skag really does not like Will's character.
You want me to make an attack against him?
Against Skag, yeah. Because the straw poll says Will's character's different body parts each have a mind of their own and have a 30% chance to take a GM-controlled action whenever deemed necessary.
5 versus drama cost of
I'll beat you to a pulp.
So your hand and arm are about to slap Skag's character.
I'll beat you to a pulp.
Which hand, though?
The orc one.
The orc one.
Oh yeah, sometimes it does
Is that
have.
a good one?
It does have sometimes. Honestly, I wouldn't worry about it.
Did he actually hit me or?
I don't know. Do you want to roll, Will?
I rolled a 5, or is that in the wrong roll 20? I rolled a 5 in a different roll 20.
Well, that's helpful.
A different universe.
You can use that one later, mate.
I rolled 5.
No, so basically you see Will's character almost his arm starts to move towards to slap you, and Will's almost seems to like completely perplexed by this and tries to stop the hand as it's moving, and he's almost like watching his hand, not watching you but watching his hand as it swings across towards you in a sort of flailing motion. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a return punch.
Right, so you miss as well. So the rest of you basically see these two characters flailing at each other, but completely. It's almost like slapstick fighting, where they're just completely missing each other.
And thanks to Shindigs for following. Welcome, my friend, to the adventure. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir. Perfect.
Okay, I'll just stare at Scar's character as he's probably still like holding the man up against the wall. It's all like, please tell me you're sane.
I'm just gonna let them settle their own beef on their own time.
I think I'll follow with that.
So, just to recap then. So, we are in this cell complex. We have copper bracelets for each of you guys, but only by taking the copper bracelets off the serving girls. Which at the moment would suggest that unless you can think of some ploy or something otherwise, that they might end up being for the chop.
Trying to think of a better option. Okay, I'll speak to the balding man. Do they have a store of these bracelets? There must be loads kept somewhere.
No, they're assigned by the masters as part of the purchase process.
Okay, I'm gonna search the body of the master who died and see if he's got any like spare bracelets on his body.
No, the guy says no. It would be the master's servants. His own slave masters would carry those. The masters wouldn't muddy themselves by carrying mere possessions around with themselves. Obviously, by the way, on the master's body there is, remember, a large amount of gold jewellery and stuff like that. So you may want to take that with you.
Yeah. By the way, Guinea donates £1 and says, "Will gets inspired. Happy 5K." The bear says, "Argos sends me. I'm smarter than the average bear."
Oh, my goodness sake.
Thanks, Guinea. Appreciate it, my friend.
So
Thanks,
so Will, you have inspiration, and Nick's don't remember you've got a nat 20 to use still as well.
Yes. And thanks so much to Stream Quests for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Good luck in your quest.
How much is the jewellery that I found? How much is it worth?
Well, in your terms, in your old world, it would probably, in sort of standard D&D terms, you're probably looking at about 100 gold's worth of jewellery.
Definitely yoink.
Yeah, but that's in your world.
Yeah, I know.
Where you are from.
Shush you. Stop spoiling my fun.
Do we believe that we are ready?
Yes.
What about the women?
Aren't they dead?
No.
Sorry, I thought they were. We could fix that.
No, we can't fix that. I just saw that.
No. I have the idea. Their I could graft off their skin from their faces. We could wear them as masks, and then they would believe us to be them.
There's like a.
That's up before I punch you.
The women are currently crying, and one of them's just wet herself, and there's like a pool of urine now appearing below in the corner.
I've always been interested to understand if the male body could take breasts as well. Of course, we could test it first on a subject, and then move forward. Well, what say us?
Oh boy.
Episode
This is
6.
gonna be a fun
By the
game.
time we get to episode 6, we're going to be doing Human Centipede.
Sketches about it.
Oh god.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to
It's a shame Charlie's not here, so she can do some art for us.
I'm gonna turn to the majority of the rest of the group, specifically Rachel's character, as she's like searching the body. I'm still holding the guy against the wall, but I'm gonna turn to her character and just kind of mention, has anybody bothered to check the room that the bear came out of?
As soon as he says that, I actually go straight into the room and have a look around. Is there actually anything of worth in there?
It's rather inspirational.
Yeah, there's a headless female corpse in the room that the
Of course there
bear came
is.
out of. It appears to be like a supply room or something like that. The obviously at one stage was a portal in here that the bear came out of, but that's not there anymore. That closed once the bear came through.
Out of character, there's a chest right there.
There is. You open the chest and you find that there's a load of bowls and spoons and stuff like that and manacles and that sort of stuff are in there. So the manacles might be of use to you.
Oh yes, I can find a few uses for those.
Oh god. Okay. Can we actually possibly like use the manacles to look like the bracelets? Is that at all possible?
No, totally different.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll take a set of the manacles for myself, but I'm thinking we just leave the bracelets for whoever had them previously, because we're obviously going to be a bit better at coping than they are.
So
I suggest we take the women with us as meat shields. Slash.
Always sympathetic, are we?
They could mule for us. If we have any goods we need to be stashed away, they could hide them and take them somewhere.
If
So-
I had my axe, I swear I'd cut off one of your limbs by now.
So the slave master guy sort of says, it's possible that if we were to knock them out, they it may just look like an escape attempt, and they may be able to escape punishment, or at least
How would we want
the harsher
that?
punishment.
Oh,
There's no guarantee because the masters are particularly vicious when one of their own is injured or killed, but given the bars have fallen down, one of the masters is, clearly being killed by something other than the woman. It's possible that if we were to knock them out and then, if you were to convince them to say some story when the guards show up, it might save them.
Why would we want to save them?
Because it's the right thing to do. You
But
should
they know
consider
we
it.
escaped, and so if they're alive, they might tell.
Next, you're going to suggest cutting out their tongues.
Well,
That's a no.
I don't see why not. Why would we keep them alive? They're simply going to tell everyone about us, aren't they? And then tell us where we've gone.
Leave them. They're slaves.
Well, yes, exactly. They have miserable lives. Best put them out of it now, eh?
No. Is there any other option?
Cut out
It's
their
not
tongue.
gonna-
So the guy,
It's not the only option.
The guy's like, we need to hurry up. Someone's going to notice the master's missing. They don't take this long down here. He probably does. We're in the lower city, so he'll have bodyguards out there somewhere.
Okay, I'm just gonna go and
At the very least.
no. I'm gonna go to the women. I'm going to say I'm sorry. It's for your own safety, and I'm going to knock them each out one at a time. I did like to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
So
It's better than cutting out their tongues.
I'm so sorry.
you knock the women out as painlessly as possible. Meanwhile, however, you do hear the door at the top of the stairway being bashed on by someone who's and there's a voice shouting down, going, "Master, are you there? Are you okay?" And
That seems to be one of my servants. Yes.
so I mean the
Rainbow is here. He should have the fresh corpses to be able to get us out of here.
Who's up for running? Straight
Let's
out.
just bash it out.
If in doubt, bash it out. Am I right?
Yep.
I'll charge the door.
The door's locked at the moment, bear in mind the one at the top of the stairs.
Do we have a key?
We
Yes.
took his keys, but we
Yeah,
don't
you
know
took the
which
key,
one
but you didn't-
works.
You took the key, but you didn't unlock the door.
Okay, who's got the keys at the moment?
Will's character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, means I have to go near him. Oh, God.
Come on.
I
Unlock it and let's
closer,
go.
inch closer, just like reaching out my hands, like, pass the keys.
So the fat guy stops and goes, "Wait,
I thought you
Why?
said we didn't have time to wait.
why don't I unlock the door and bring them down here to see the master, and you can ambush them?"
Can I get a read on this guy?
He seems to be starting to go into fend for himself mode. But yes, make a insight roll.
Oh, friend zone.
Friend zoned.
Friend zoned by this guy. A 19.
Yes, so you think he's actually probably trustworthy at the moment. He's in such a panicked state that he kind of needs you guys to survive now, because regardless of even if he wasn't involved in this, it was his jail cell. So even if the women are left alone, he would certainly be for the chop, even if you guys were captured and he said it was you guys that did it. So he's switched his mode almost towards survival mode, and he's like, well, look, the bodyguards, they'll just want to see that their master's okay. I could unlock the door and lead them down here. Just tell them that he's taking a little bit longer because of the unique nature of the prisoners. You could ambush them as they get down. That would give us weapons
Take
and
the other
clothes.
room.
Let's do it.
Where
It's the only got.
An ambush.
The other room it is.
Yep.
There we go. We're all going to crowd into that one little room with a bear. Who thought of this idea? Right.
I'm gonna pick up one of the little stools and get ready to use it.
Yeah. Let me just find some suitable tokens from the other game.
How much would just a little wooden stool do for damage?
You can count it as a club.
Ah, got it.
It is a club. It's just a very odd-shaped club.
Well,
Basically.
you basically break it apart and you end up with a chair leg, which acts as a club.
I guess
Fair
I'll do the
enough.
same thing.
Right, so you guys can
Also-
improvise weapons that count as clubs effectively out of the...
Yeah. Works for me.
Sure.
Sure. Sure.
The mating of encounter. Sure.
Did you say the mating?
Yep.
How you mate? Sure.
The calling card.
Yeah.
So bear in mind, as soon as they round the corner where Will's character is at the moment, they are going to see a massive blood pool in front of that door.
Quick. Quick, the brooms that the ladies had. They were like dusting before, right?
Don't you want to, like,
They had full
lick the
cleaning
floor or
rags.
something? I don't know. You must like this sort of thing.
I start cleaning the floor.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea actually. Will have a you've already got inspiration, haven't you? So you can have a nat 20 out of that. So yeah, Will, you grab one of the buckets of water and you literally slosh it to form like a pool of water that basically washes the blood into the room under the door, out of the way from the site. And you guys drag the kind of master's body into the corner, and you kind of coax the bear in here as well. Meanwhile, the slave master guy walks towards the top of the stairs. You can hear him saying, "Oh, I'm coming. Just a second, let me find the key." And he unlocks a key and he goes, "Yes, your master's fine. He's just inspecting the slaves. Come this way." And he goes, just down there. And effectively, so what we get is...
I have a good feeling about this.
Oh, good. We're fighting Ferric.
Yeah.
Eric confirmed after last season.
So you guys have got the door open ajar so that you can kind of see and be ready to charge out, and you will have a surprise round. So let's have initiative, please.
Come on. Initiative.
There we go. 8. Nailed it. Who's on the map? Who's who on the map? Good question. We could put like the little name tags up, I guess, couldn't we?
Yeah, name tags.
I'm that one.
Yeah, that helped.
Great, thanks.
What is my character's name? I've gone Stratton. Yeah, good. You should be. How do we show the name?
I think I need to do it on this side. Are they showing up now? The nameplates.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing them.
Yeah, I see him. There you go. How
I think the problem is, Will, your character won't, because yours won't show up because it's below.
Oh yeah, maybe so. I see mine, but it's all good.
It's
Yeah,
because
I
you're
don't.
special.
Oh, now I see mine. Okay.
There you go.
Where's Rachel? Rachel's up here.
Hello,
enjoy the
I'm
ball.
here.
I definitely enjoy this.
Yeah, you're not in the room with the rest of the people.
Well, I'm trying to do like 15,000 billion things at once.
Uh-huh.
No,
uh-huh.
change my name. Change my
Billion.
name right now.
We can't even see it. What is it?
Child
No, we
killer.
can see it.
Ah,
Change it.
nah.
Oh, it does
Well,
not
Mark-
show up to chat. Oh, that's no use. It doesn't show up to chat.
No
We
mention
will.
that my character can be violent.
We will. So, chat. We will add nameplates onto the tokens for the characters next week, so you can show them up. The redhead woman is Nix's barbarian character Mara. The undead-looking guy is Will's character Stretton. The hooded character is Owen Skaggs Paladin, and the suave-looking guy is Scarlet's Axel character. The two bald gentlemen outside the room are the guards from the master, and the guy just below that is the fat slave master. So sorry, I think I was missing initiative from right. So who else has rolled? Owen got an 11, and Scarlet got. Scarlet, have you rolled initiative yet?
Yes, I got a 9.
Oh, sorry, yeah, so you did. Who am I missing then?
Man, I'm actually fairly dexterous for an old man.
How you kept up your dexterity? How you kept your youthful looks?
Hey, and I will,
Dermatologists hate him.
Maybe he's
Are
born.
you sure? Have you seen his token?
Maybe they were born with it.
Oh, God.
Oh, and I get a nat 20 for my initiative.
Maybe
Oh,
he's
good.
born with it.
But you guys still have a surprise round. So, on your surprise round, top of the round for the surprise round, we have Nix.
Okay, I'm just finishing up setting up my chair leg weapon. Because that's what everybody does.
Yeah, so you've got that, and then you can dive out at one of these two guys. I suggest that you go for the further end of the corridor so you don't block other people's attacks.
Oh, that's spoil sport, isn't it? Okay, yeah, I will start off with a reckless attack, and I will go into a rage as well.
Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy.
I'll attack the one furthest away from me with a chair leg.
Who?
Right, so these guys, by the way, so they're wearing like very light white sort of flowing cloth robes. However, below the cloth robes, you can see that they do seem to have leather armor as well. They're also carrying like a sort of bronze-colored sort of like a Middle Eastern shield, and they're carrying sabers.
Sabers would be good.
Sorry, sort of scimitar, sort of saber, sort of stuff. Right, so
I get an attack,
yes, you do.
and because I'm attacking recklessly, I get advantage, and I'm attacking with rage. With a chair leg!
A raging challenge.
9 points of
20
damage. Well done. So you dive in
Nice.
there with this chair leg and you smash the guy. You definitely hit him, and you can see there's like blood pooling from the side of his head where you smashed him. However, he is still conscious. Next up, we have Owen.
Yes. Onwards.
Victory.
Victory and beyond.
Run away!
To infinity and beyond.
A D4. Is it?
Uh,
Yeah, it's a D4.
Yeah,
plus your strength bonus, remember.
club is D4. Oh,
Yeah, so that 21 definitely hits as well for a 7. So who are you attacking, Owen?
Right. So Owen kind of does the small battle shout. You wouldn't expect this, and it kind of stabs
You
in the
can't
back.
you can't move there because you can't move through opponents. You can move through players, but not opponents.
No, but this is like corner thing. But sure.
No. You can go there, or you can stay in the doorway. One of the two.
I love
Yeah,
this.
but I'll take this one so I don't clod up.
Yeah.
And Owen goes the same battle cry either way.
Are you going against the one which Nyx has already hit, or are you going against the one that hasn't been hit?
No. The same as Nyx, so we can down one.
Yes, right. You have down one then. This guy basically collapses in a heap on the floor.
You didn't expect it, didn't you?
Next up, we have Scarlet.
Yay!
We didn't forget you.
Yay! All right. Would I be able to go to like the corner of the door right here?
No, you can go the one next to it, but not that one there because it's got a bit of wall in it. That one there you can go to.
Good enough. See if I can kind of thwack the guy upside the head. Ooh!
Bloody hell,
Wow.
you guys
Right
rolls.
on.
Straight to the temple.
So that's a crit. So it would be 2d4 plus your strength bonus.
Yep. That's only rolling. No, that's rolling the 2d4.
Have you
But
got a
it's
0
not
strength
rolling
bonus?
strength bonus.
What's your strength bonus?
Strength bonus is 0, so that doesn't matter anyways.
Oh, so that's 4 then. So you do 4 points of damage against the one which hasn't been hurt yet. Will, over to you. The doorway's the area is pretty much blocked at the moment.
Do something fun.
Look at hit this.
Ready the bear for the charge.
Can I can move through this, can I? This is friendly.
Yeah, you can move through the friendly models. However,
Just checking it's friendly.
if you move out of adjacency to the enemy, you'll get an attack of opportunity, and you can't end your square in a friendly square. So I think you're probably scuppered, unless you want an attack of
we should put a
opportunity.
little green dot by our name just so I can tell that we're all like which ones are friendly. Which ones
Yes.
are players, because otherwise, like a lot of tokens, we can't tell. Because I don't know who goes yet. But I'm gonna spank him with my hammer, aka my chair leg.
You can't at the moment because you're on top of the square that someone else is already in.
No one's in a square. Are they?
Yeah.
No one's in a square.
Right.
You're on top of Skag.
Hey, stop
I don't see
sniffing.
a character there. Is there a character there?
Yeah, can't you see it?
It just moved from mine.
Yeah, it's me. I'm
No,
there.
that's him. There's a character below that as well with Skag.
Super confusing.
How can you not see Skag's character? The hooded one.
So I'm gonna move here.
You're basically out of luck unless you want to take an attack of opportunity because there's no space
I
left.
move here.
Scarlet. Skag.
Yeah, I'm feeling like Will is playing the character
Yeah,
perfectly.
go on. Since you're an old man, I'll let you squeeze into the little gap so you can have an attack.
Squeeze it in.
16.
That is enough to hit. Yes, you may roll your damage.
Oh,
Oh, but you got a -1.
He takes 3 damage.
No.
I could have done 0 damage of that in theory.
So Scarlet, as Will's character squeezes past you, you can smell this overpowering odor of ooze and pus and whatever. As he kind of squeezes past you, going, excuse me, to get an attack in.
Out of my way! No respect these days.
So top of the round, the guard gets to go. So he is going to roll the d4 to see who he attacks.
You know, it's fair.
2, he is going to attack Skag.
bring it on.
And he rolls a 6, which is a miss, I assume. So, top of the round is Scarlet. Sorry, Rachel. Mix.
Yep. Okay, I am going to get really furious, and I am going to attack the guard that looks like Ferric with a charag, with rage.
Of a charag.
With a
The guard
charag.
who looks strangely
That
familiar.
is not enough. The guy bounces.
Oh, I should have
the,
used my
guy,
nat 20.
the guy bounces off his shield.
Okay.
Next up, we have Owen.
All right. Let's
Do
see. Do a little bit of. Nope.
Nope. He,
Stand still.
You're kind of hindered by the amount of people now in this combat. It's kind of quite crowded, which is why you're not doing so well at hitting this guy. Next up, we have Scarlet.
I'm gonna give him a good old whack.
That hits for 2 points of damage. You basically smashes. He kind of raises his shield up to try and block it, but you manage to get slightly around the shield and graze his arm with his stool leg, but he's still up. And next up we have Old Man Will.
I'm not old. I'm ancient.
Very creaky.
No worries, Light. Thanks so much. Don't worry about missing stuff. It's all good. I'm gonna hit him once more because he hasn't learned his lesson. One. One. I knew I should have gotten new knees.
So it's not a natural one, so we won't have one of your body parts, act uncontrollably. But yeah, you miss.
What?
Top of the round, the guard goes.
I'm so shit about any spells. I'm literally just role-playing an old man right now.
So he hits. I assume he hits because he got an 18, but I'll just roll randomly to see who he hits. And he is hitting Owen again, straight ahead. So he
Stop hitting me!
Oh, 10 points of damage.
Against my AC.
Unless your AC is 18 or above, below.
Not at the moment.
No.
I guess I have like 10 AC. Just
Yeah, so his saber smashes down into your shoulder for 10 points of damage, and you let out a yelp. Top of the round. Nix, your character's just been hit by a spray of blood as this saber's come down across the paladin's shoulder.
She's not phased. Okay, she is going to gather herself. She is going to roar so loudly that it deafens everybody's ears, and she is going to whack this guy straight on the head using my nat 20.
So that is a crit then?
That is an automatic crit.
2d4 plus your strength bonus.
Whoop, whoop. Let's do that. 2d4 plus my 3.
Come on.
Oh, that could have been so much better. 6 points.
That is enough, however, to crack the guy's skull.
Come out.
Yes. I kill him.
What you unfortunately don't realise is his Ferric's character from the Covenant in a different world.
No, don't say that.
Rest in peace, Ferric.
That means, Scarlet, you attacked yourself.
Yep.
Damn. Thanks so much to George Opterix for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Thanks for joining us today.
So, you guys have used blunt weapons on these guys to kill them. So there's very little blood or damage to their armor or possessions. If you guys roll a d20, if you get 10 or above, the clothes will fit anyone who gets a 10 or above.
Roll
Damn.
1,
That
2,
is went close shopping.
20.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Wait for it. Will's gonna get it.
He's going to get a 17, isn't
Just a
he?
He's
minute.
gonna get just enough.
No, I bet he's going to get 17.
Aw. So it doesn't fit any of us, but I'm
So-
still taking one of those swords.
So you guys, you can wear the cloth parts of the clothes, just the armor part you can't. So you can dress up as the guards wearing the white cloth armor, carrying the scimitars and the shields, but you wouldn't be able to wear the armor part and gain any AC bonus apart from the shield, which obviously gives you +2 AC bonus from the shield side if you're trained in it. So apart from that, the guards don't really have any possessions on them. They do have silver bracelets on them rather than copper ones. So these guys are obviously slightly higher up the pecking chain, the same as the slave master, effectively.
I'm gonna nab one of the swords and one of the silver bracelets.
And I will do the same.
Yep, likewise. We'll grab a sword and a bracelet.
Well, how many swords and how many bracelets are there? Two of each.
There's 2 swords, 2 bracelets, 2 shields, 2 sets of cloth armor. Or
Right.
cloth
If
robes.
somebody else wants to take the swords and the bracelets, they
So
can do
bear
that.
in mind, at the moment, you guys are wearing fairly rugged-looking, worn clothing. So if you want to try and masquerade as the guards, you will have to dress up in their clothes as well. Otherwise, it wouldn't look right.
Yeah,
The rest of you can obviously pretend to be slaves.
I can imagine the necromancer trying to go off as a guard. That would be quite fascinating.
I'll try and be a guard. I mean, the clothes don't. I mean, it's gonna look
Just
weird.
keep your arms controlled.
Yeah. Which ones?
Okay. Yeah, I'll just put on one of the copper bracelets. I won't bother. I'll stick with the clothes I'm wearing. It's fine.
So who's going to try and masquerade as a guard?
I
I'll
will.
give it a shot.
Right. So Scarlet, you do that. So the slave master kind of pointing at Will's character. Go, that won't work. He doesn't look like someone that would be a guard.
That's racist.
He'll give us away.
Is
Either 3 of you need to go as slaves, or someone else needs to go as one of the guards. If you want to carry weapons, you'll need to dress up as a guard. The slaves wouldn't carry weapons in the city.
Okay, I'll
I
look
will
at.
go as a guard. It's settled then.
I look at Owen. He says that all's good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Owen, Will's character has already put the clothes on, so you now need to wear the clothes that Will's character was wearing a few minutes beforehand.
I take them off and I'm just naked underneath.
We don't want to know how many
What
you're
the
wearing.
hell is this?
So
Must be
Will
lovely.
roll a
8 belly
D100.
buttons.
You want to roll a what, mate?
A D100.
D100, sure. The wild magic surge of my cheesy feet. 95.
Oh, that's okay. It's not below 30. If it was below 30, I get to control one of your parts of your anatomy.
Oh.
It's been clarified.
He's
We're not-
naked. We don't want to know which parts.
we're not-
The belly buttons.
Belly how can you control belly buttons? What?
You can make them pulsate.
Scar, you're sick.
So
not a
it's now it's on the hour. So Will, let's remind people, just as you've taken a mouthful of chocolate.
Great fucking timing, Will. If you haven't followed yet, hit that follow button and join us in today's adventure. We hit 20 followers. You guys are going to have a second viewer decision where you decide what happens next. Or even if you haven't tweeted, 30 retweets. That's wrong. All right, we'll have another viewer decision. So go ahead, follow, retweet, subscribe if you want to. Hit our game via donations. Let me eat chocolate, goddammit.
Yeah,
So guys, so guys, bear in mind you can support Will and the team put an awful lot of time into this channel. They've just been given partner status with Twitch to reward the efforts that the team have been putting in. So obviously you will notice there is a subscribe button below the channel now that you can do. If you look at the top link of the page and in the notes below, there's also a Patreon page where you can join up on Patreon and you get a list of rewards and benefits from the Patreon side as well. And obviously there is the list to their YouTube channel where you can catch up with any of the shows that you may have missed. There was a particularly good show called The Covenant that was been running for the last 8 weeks. I suggest you watch that one.
I want to know if Eric's okay.
You just killed him. He's not okay.
He's not dead. He's kind of zombified, and I'm kind of like a priestess of death, so I might be able to bring you back somehow.
Doubting it.
It works in the opposite way. You're setting him free.
No, we're not setting him free. He's coming back. He's coming back alive and well. Isn't he?
I think what we'll do is we'll do a crossover, and Will's character will run into Zombie Ferric.
Oh, for goodness sake, no.
My newest friend.
So, the slave master comes. Hurry, get dressed, and he kind of looks you over, goes, good, right. How when we go outside, there's a courtyard area, and we just need to get across that and out of the slave area. I can handle any guards that come over. I'll tell them that you've been brought prior to the auction through a local agreement that the master's called in a favour, and I'll take you past the area, but we won't be able to get out of the lower city to the docks or to the jungle. We've got 2 options there. The best option is probably the free city. We could try and stow away on a boat in the docks. We'd need to maybe go through the sewers or through the over the wall into the docks area, or we could go over the wall into the jungle and try and escape into the jungle there. I've got about 3 weeks left before my tattoo will kill me. But there's rumours that people in the Free City can remove those. So if we could get to the Free City, they might be able to to help me out there. I've got a little bit of money that I've been secretly squirreling away with in the Free City with one of my relatives. But how would you like to do this? What would you suggest?
Is your relative's name Hagrim? Welcome, Hagrim, to Adventure. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir. Thank you for joining us.
It may well be Hagrim.
Okay, let's try to get to the Free City. At the very least, we can get rid of that tattoo on your hand.
Oh, yeah, so once we get back to the Shadow Realm, I can sort all that out, don't you worry.
That might take a bit longer. Let's get there first, then we can get you back to your perverted world.
It's simply a case of going down, really.
So it goes, well, one step at a time then. Let's get out of the slave bit and go to the market and see if we can get you guys some gear. And then we can work out if we can stow away on a boat.
Are you talking about drugs?
No.
Swords.
Swords,
Axe.
armour.
Here.
Yeah, I suppose beer counts.
I'm watching you, young man. I know what you're like, you kids.
So you guys you head up to the top of this sort of building, effectively this door that leads outside, and as it opens, the light streams in, and it takes a couple of minutes for your eyes to adjust to the burning sunlight. And as you kind of step out, as you kind of look around, you seem to be in this almost like this Middle Eastern city. So the buildings are all whites and tan colours. There's domes on a lot of the buildings and steeples. You can actually see as you turn towards one side away from the city. So you're almost looking up towards the Citadel, which is the upper city. But as you turn away to look down towards the jungle, you can see this huge jungle foliage all around the city as well. And it's very hot. You can see that the sun is beating down on this place. Up here, as you get up here, basically into this courtyard area, you can see there's like a water sort of well almost. There's like a giant wooden well sort of machinery that's being pushed by 4 slaves around, and there's so it brings up a bucket every so often, and then the other slaves pour it into some barrels, and it's taken away elsewhere. You can see there's various guards sort of sauntering around. None of them seem to be paying particular attention to you guys at the moment. It seems this areas are pretty much under control, so they don't tend to do it. They seem to be setting up. There's a group of slaves who seem to be constructing like a sort of a raised platform. And as you're kind of walking past it, the slave master goes, "That's where we would be auctioning off the slaves tomorrow." But look, quick this way, and he heads towards the gates that would leave it out of the slave area. Now this is just an internal gate, so there's no particular protection on this gate, but there is a couple of guards that are standing next to the gate. And as he kind of approaches, one of the guards kind of looks over and starts walking towards him. And the guard's like, "Sir," the guard's like, "Rick." And he kind of, there's like a slight accent at the end of this. Just, "Rick, wait, where are you taking these?" And the slave master's like, yes. The masters of this guards here have made an advanced purchase of these 2, and he points out the other 2. Apparently they have special interest. Who's dressed as guards again?
I show my boob.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm freaked out.
And so the slave master sort of turns to the guard. He goes, "Not quite sure why he wants the old one, but you can tell why he wants the lady." Nudge, nudge.
I'm scowling even more now.
And the guard's like, "Yes, she'll make him a pretty penny down in the brothels of the lower city. Maybe I'll see her there tonight. How soon do you think? I think she'll be available." And it's always nice to get them fresh before they've been worn out by the population down there.
Controlling the anger. I will control the anger.
So make since you're playing a character, Nix, and trying to control the anger, Let's have a roll for that from you. Let's have a wisdom saving throw. I think is probably the most appropriate.
Sounds about right.
Wisdom
Sounds
saving
good.
throw.
Yeah, so you fume a little bit, but you manage to control your anger as this guard is kind of clearly eyeing up something that he'll be trying to purchase later on, at least for a short period of time.
If I don't rip out his gullet first, yeah.
So the guard sort of like turns, get on your way, and then you get let through into the lower city. So there's like a winding road, quite wide and open, that seems to lead down into the lower city. There's a lot of people about here in all sorts of different types of dress. The thing you notice is that there doesn't appear to be anyone of a higher standing in this area. One thing you do notice, however, make a perception roll, everyone.
Alrighty.
So, let's see what we have here.
Nope.
That's
I'm the only one that got above a 10. Help.
blind as a bat, you see. You need new eyes.
So, Scarlet, you notice this as you're kind of walking past. Too late to do anything about it as such, but you kind of notice it almost as an afterthought. As you were leaving the area to walk down into the lower city, you noticed as you left the kind of the area where the slave pen was, there was almost like there was a couple of slaves who were standing by like a little litter, like a little wooden kind of box thing that someone would be transported in. And the slaves were almost staring at the fact that you guys in the guards' clothes were walking down, and you kind of then you realise that the shields that you're carrying have actually got a logo of the same logo that's on the silver bracelets. And you suspect that maybe the slaves at the litter are suddenly kind of thinking, well, what's going on here? Where's our master? If the guards have left.
You're acting as the guards. I'm staying out of this one.
Yeah, I'm
I
probably
don't see
sweating more than usual, which is to say a fair amount at this point.
Why is this uniform moist?
Got 4 armpits, don't question it.
But you get
It's
past
old.
you get past the you vanish into the throng of the crowd, and as I mentioned, there's lots of people here, mainly wearing copper bracelets, but you do see a few people wearing silver bracelets as well, and it's just like a throng of people. Some of the people are clearly going about tasks for their masters. Other people seem to be like eyeing up various stalls that selling food or knickknacks that maybe people who have got a very low income can afford. Obviously. There is an economy here which is generated out of the slaves being paid a small pittance so that they can buy food or drinks or the occasional luxury or something, or luxury to them, but in this area. So there is clearly a market designed down in this lower city area specifically for the copper level slaves, and occasionally you notice that one of the stalls that's maybe selling slightly better quality stuff seems to be being frequented by the silver bangle wearers. And the slave master like, quick, the market's this way. We should move as quickly as possible. Someone's going to find the master eventually.
And thanks so much to When in Rome for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Yeah, what did we do with the bear, by the way? It just occurred to me.
Left it behind.
I think the bear's been left as a surprise for.
I immediately run back there.
It was starting to eat the master.
Yeah, the bear can talk. He's going to tell him what happened. So at this point, does it look like we're about to be kind of like discarded, or it's just like looks like they're starting to get suspicious? Sorry, gentle lady.
No, you're in the front of the crowd now. So.
Okay.
Is this thing
Okay.
Pretty kitty!
In that case, I'm just examining slaves as we're going by. I am trying to see like the quality of this planet's slaves because I'm pretty used to having slaves but subjects. And Stretic looks at people very kind of scientifically, I suppose, anatomically. Like the strength of these slaves. Is this like a good strength, kind of good slave kind of breed?
What you do notice is that the diversity is much larger than you've ever seen in an area before. So it does look like there's races here that you've never seen before. There's There's like sort of blue skinned and green skinned people. There's orcs. There's goblins. There's lots of different varieties of humans. There's people with different tattoos and markings. It almost looks as if it's almost like something like out of Star Wars. The diversity here is much larger than you've ever seen before. And some of the humans have got like tusks coming out of their teeth and stuff.
I probably get distracted and start walking towards one of these tusked men.
As soon as he starts like veering off, I go, Stratic. If you want to get out of this alive,
look at the tusket on it. Look at the coloration.
We'll let you have the tusks later. If you want to get out of this alive so you can rip apart people's bodies.
I turn to her suspiciously. You have tusks? Where?
None of
I
yours
just
can
kind of like
this.
hearing them chatter a bunch and not wanting to draw attention. I kind of like shake the sword at them a little bit and just kind of like grimace down at them. Quiet. You talk when you've getting picked up.
I just scowl back at Scar's character.
So it's about 4:00 in the afternoon now. The sun's quite high in the sky. You guys are not used to this level of heat. Everyone make a constitution check, please. You need a 10 or more to avoid getting a level of exhaustion.
In before Stressic just passes out. Nat 20, oh my god.
Oh dear.
The strongest old man.
Ooh.
So anyone who doesn't get 10 or more gets a level of exhaustion, which you can remove by spending an hour resting with with like fresh water, effectively, to refresh yourself. Will, your character seems to be loving the heat, although maybe that's part of the swarm of flies that seems to be following you around.
Oh!
Yeah, they help ward off the heat.
God.
So the slave guy, he's like, this way. The market's this way, and he leads you down to this massive bazaar. It's quite a
Bizarre.
It's quite a rough-looking market. But it is, it's a market nonetheless. So it's selling various food stuff. So the first stall you encounter, there's like this little, almost like a street food vendor. So it's like a little fire pit, and the guy's like skewering these lizards on wooden skewers. Further along, there's a woman who's selling water. Just like there's a barrel behind her, and she's selling like either refills of water skins. She's got water skins for sale, or she can, people can just drink from a cup or while they wait.
Okay.
So, is there any particular type of stall that people want to look out for? Bear in mind, you guys have no water on you at the moment, or other provisions.
I'm thinking as well. Like water's probably quite useful.
Water is
even though
high
I'm
on the agenda.
Like, I'm only loving it because I'm at the stage of dehydration where like he just doesn't feel anything.
So the stitching will start to come undone and bits of your body will just start falling off.
Yeah, pretty much. So I suggest we find a watering hole.
That looks like we need a cup or something.
A skin. Ah, I know. I'll buy some skin.
Oh, for goodness sake, you and your body parts.
You're
You're going to get us killed.
Where is the skin vendor in this land? They must have one, right?
So the woman actually does have water skins available, pre-filled. The rich guy, he's like, I don't have much money on me, but I do have a little bit of coinage, and he kind of takes out a small money pouch, and he kind of counts it out, and he goes, I've got a 2 silver and 20 copper here. We should be able to buy a water skin for a few copper. Do we want 1, maybe 2?
Owen takes the money from Mara, as she don't really need it at the moment.
Yeah, so
It's
effectively-
actually jewelry, not money.
Was it just jewelry? No
No,
money.
the
It's just jewelry. It's 100 gold pieces worth of jewelry. Or,
yeah, so you've got the jewelry, which isn't really a tradable commodity at the moment, but you've actually got the coinage that the slave master's got. So you take the pouch off the slave master, which has got effectively the equivalent of 40 copper. Now,
yeah, Skag, don't nick my money.
a water skin will cost you 3 copper for a full water skin.
Yeah,
Include
buy
the
them
skins
all. Buy them all.
So
Two
how
skin.
many are you buying? 2? So that's 6 then. You will need to keep a note of money, by the way, in this game, because it is obviously a lot sparser than in a normal game.
Alright, and so Well, this is the slave master's money, technically,
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
it's 40 copper he's got, which you just spent 6 of on water skins.
40 copper, spent 6 on skins.
Does
Okay.
it come with extra skin?
It's made from pig skin.
What is this pig? This big off?
Oh god.
What kind of person is it?
It's an animal.
Oh yes, I agree. They are chattel, but no. What exactly? What kind of person? From the south? From the north? Or light
No,
skin?
like an animal, like a horse. It's a small, sort of pinkish animal that you eat.
I turn back to it. They really are very savage when it comes to talking about their slave people here.
Yes.
They believe them to be small pinkish creatures, and I think.
Oh,
this
let's
one might
go
not be
onwards
people
then.
in the head.
Mara's just fuming. She is so tempted just to smack this guy one.
So, is there anything else you want to search around the market for?
I'm
Yes, I
guessing.
did an arcane focus.
I was going to say arcane focus or weapons or that sort of thing is not something they'll probably sell in the marketplace with
I
slaves.
need my tools.
Well, there might. I mean, like any culture, there may well be a black market that you could buy that sort of stuff from.
Yes, let's go to the black market. Excuse me, can you point us towards the black market, please? This is
Say it a bit quieter.
clearly the white area. Can we go to a different? Can we go somewhere else, please? What? Why does everyone always say that? I mean, they're welcome here. That's what I always have said ever since back in my day during the wars.
Oh, for God's sake.
So the
I think it's just my granddad, basically.
The slave master's like, I think I know somewhere we might be able to get some other items, and he kind of leads you off to a slightly sort of shadier looking part of town, and you kind of end up in this sort of alleyway basically, and then round the corner at the back of the alleyway there's like a door which he knocks on, and as you go through you can see there's almost like a store. There's like crates, and it's almost like a small warehouse almost. And a guy comes through and shakes his hand, and they talk for a little bit, and then he gestures for you guys to come over. And the guy basically says, this is Andra. Andra can get most things. He might have some in stock. What is it you need?
What kind of man is Andrew?
He's a white human in his late 20s.
We're clearly not in the right place.
Please ignore the idiot. We need weapons. We need them now.
Weapons are easy. What type of weapons would you like?
Something heavy with a blade. I'll be fine.
But we have a little
short
bit
sword,
of-
long sword.
Great axe.
Oh yeah. So let me have a look around. And he has a rummage around basically, and he pulls out a fairly hefty looking great axe.
Yeah, so I hold it for a minute, trying to guess its weight and balance. And it's all like, this is good. Where'd you get this?
Don't ask questions like that.
Point made.
That'll be 3 silver.
I look to our slave master.
Two, and I'll tell you something no one's ever told you.
Make a persuasion test.
Will has no idea what that thing is yet, but Stretic might. Persuasion. 3!
No, it's 3 silver. So out of the copper, you have you've got 3 silver left, but that would only leave you 4 copper, or you can try and barter the gold items.
Yeah, we probably need to.
Now would be the time.
Yeah. So Owen goes forward and tries with a good persuasion.
Yep, so make a persuasion test. It's opposed against him. For each success you get above his, you get an extra D10 gold on top of the 100 gold. For each success below, you lose a D10 gold.
Okay, come on.
Oh. He might not get
I
high.
guess. Huh?
He rolled a 3.
Oh.
So technically we're still higher.
But given it is a nat
Yeah.
1.
Oh boy.
So I think actually, given it's a nat 1, he recognises them as being jewellery that belongs to a master and won't touch them. He says that, well, they're clearly worth a lot, but I can't trade in that sort of stuff. If I was found with that, oh no, I'd be dead.
Do you know anybody who can deal with that sort of stuff?
Maybe one of the ship captains or something like that goes to the Free City. That's about the only place you can shift that sort of stuff. Someone would need to melt it down.
Looks like that'll be one of our next destinations then.
Oh, but wait. This earring, that's okay. I can take the earring, so I can give you 10 gold for the earring. So that would leave you with 90 gold's worth of other stuff. So he gives you he can do 10 gold for one of the earrings.
10 gold, fuck yeah.
How much will it be for roughly everyone to get a little bit up in the gear wise?
Well, the weapon that Nyx has got is 3 silver, so that's a third.
And that's
of
a
a gold.
great axe, so...
Well, not a third of a gold, 3/10 of a gold. So generally, for an okayish weapon in this culture, you're looking at 3 silver. So for the people who don't have so you just tell me what weapons you want. We'll add it up. So weapons and armor wise, armor would be 5 silver. Weapons will be 3 silver.
Now listen, young man.
And that's assuming that you're not upgrading beyond what you had as a starting character. By the way, if you start to go beyond, then obviously, because what we're effectively doing is re-equipping you.
Listen, young man, you've got a lot of trinkets around here and many, many things around. Now, do you have something which an old man could use for the arcane disposition? A staff, a wand, a trinket or ring which could be used?
So you have something to maybe put over his mouth and he will...
Oh no, I come with gags, don't worry.
It's maybe time that you use it upon yourself.
So Will's character next week, the avatar's going to have a ball gag on.
Come pre-gagged.
Pre-gagged.
Do you have anything like that, or know where I could find it?
He has a thing. He goes, yeah, we did have a wizard who met an untimely demise recently. Let me have a hunt around. I think we still got his stuff. And he basically he pulls out a small crate and is this stuff any use to you? And basically inside the crate there's a set of like robes that belong to a wizard. There's a spell book and a arcane focus.
I will. It is usable. It is usable. Now, what kind of price are you looking for? Because with this, I can do things you wouldn't possibly want to imagine.
So he's like, well, it's not much use to me. 5 silver, call it, for the whole box.
I suppose so. Hand over the 5 silver for all my shit.
Right, so 5 silver for that, 3 silver for Nyx.
Yeah.
What does everyone else want?
I'm gonna see if I can get my crossbows back.
Yeah, he can get you crossbows and bolts, so that would be 3 silver again.
Each or all together?
For the crossbows and the bolts would be 3 silver.
Solid.
Nice.
Skag, do you need anything?
Yeah, the longsword, a shield, and depending on if we're gonna use the armor as well.
So longsword and shield would be 3. Well, so longsword would be 3 silver. Armor will be 5 silver. So at the moment, you guys have spent 1 gold, so 2 gold effectively. So you still got 8 gold left.
Nice. So that's 8 gold, 34 copper.
Armor, maybe.
Yeah, so you get 8 gold and 34 copper left.
Yeah.
Armor.
You got armor.
You've got armor, Skag. You got your armor. That was included.
Okay then.
If the others want to buy armor, then that's the 5 silver as well. So
I believe we're all decked out. Is there anything you'd recommend for a journey out of this place to the City of Freedom?
Oh, if you want a book passage there, you're gonna need all the money you've got. However, you know that it's a particularly perilous journey up the river.
Really?
Could I interest you in some potions of potency? You know, if you get injured, these
I am
things
not
can help you out.
impotent, despite my age.
No, you misunderstand. Although I do have those as well. If you'd be interested in some of those.
I
You
will
know,
not.
you and the young lady. If you need that sort of enhancement to satisfy
Well,
her.
now you mention
Does
it,
it
probably,
look like I need that?
probably she might.
I was thinking he might, not you.
If he comes near me with anything like that in mind, I'll rip it off.
So the guy does have healing potions as well, which are 1 gold each
Which
for
one?
a D6 healing potion.
Healing potions are gold. I say it might be worth taking 1 or 2 of these with us.
Yes, there should be a purchase of 2.
Right, so you buy two healing potions. Someone write that down. 1d6 healing potions.
1d6 healing potions.
You've got
How many?
2. You've
Just
got 6 gold, 34 silver. Sorry, 6 gold, 34 copper left.
Yeah, I got it. Oh god. I can't play this character seriously with Will in chat. It's just not possible.
Thank you for the advice. Now, if we were to attempt to sail there, you say passage there is dangerous. Would we have to sail?
No, but what you'll need to do is, as the cat attacks the chair behind me, you'll need to find a captain who's willing to take you. They may take you for that jewelry. That's probably the only thing that might sway them. It would be dangerous. You'll need to find a captain that hasn't got a slave crew and has only got a free city crew.
Is there anyone around there like that? That you know of? You know, you're from this area.
He has a think.
Woodlands.
Yeah, he has a think. And he's like, There's a trader called Munda. I think he's in at the moment. He dropped some stuff off to me yesterday, so he might still be in port. He likes to sail at night, so that might be good for you. But the looks of it from your friend here, it looks like you want to get out of the city fast. I'd suggest you go and speak to him, but you're gonna have to get down there now.
Yes, we want to get out as fast as this man's.
I might be able for a couple of gold. I might be able to help you down into the docks area.
For a couple of goals, there is no money. There should be right away.
I don't need any help down, like a ramp or a lift or anything. I'm perfectly capable of taking myself down a flight of steps. Thank you very much.
He goes, well, yeah. See, one of my buildings happens to have a window which overlooks the wall over down to the docks. We could, for a couple of gold, we'll lower a rope down. Saves you having to go through one of the guard posts.
Sounds really good. A rope down.
Ropes. A bad experience of ropes. But very well.
We'll throw you out the window. It's fine. We'll take the
Ropes.
offer. Here's the 2 gold.
Right, so cross off 2 more gold. So you have 4 gold, 34 silver left. So I assume Nix is the account.
34 copper.
Now,
Yes, okay.
could we wait here until it grew dark, or?
Yeah. What I'd suggest is
Pretty hot outside.
if you trust,
Wouldn't mind a cuppa.
maybe Rick can go down and speak to the captain
Yes, Rick.
because he can go through the gate and then come back here and meet you guys later
Where
on.
is that man, Rick? Rick. Where are you, Rick?
So kind of
Stop spitting everywhere.
Rick's been sort of rooting through a few crates looking to see if there's anything useful there, and he comes over. Yeah, yes. You'll need to give me at least 1 piece of jewelry as an example, and then we'll count out the number that there is. So I can tempt the captain with 1 piece and tell him there'll be more.
I'll give him the other earring that hasn't been traded in yet.
Right, fine. He goes, yeah. I'll head there now. So he heads out down to the docks to try and arrange passage for you. So
Okay.
a couple of hours later, Rick comes back, and he's like, yeah, it's all settled. Munda, he's only got a crew of 3. It's a small boat. He's doing a journey upriver. He's already got his cargo loaded, and there's space in the cargo deck below where we can hide you out till we're clear of the city. We've to meet him there shortly, so we just need to wait for dusk, and then we'll go over the wall. He does need all of that as payment. Plus, you need to help out a little bit on the ship. He's missing a couple of crew. He's not sure what happened to them, but he's going to leave anyway. So you might have to help out with the oars if we run out of sail, etc. But that shouldn't be a problem.
It's fine.
Very well. Yes, I'll help.
Don't you want much help?
If anyone goes overboard and drowns, I'll do my best to bring them back. One way or another.
Yeah, in what state?
Depends how much is eaten by the fishes, honestly.
So later on, the Ander guy comes back and says the guards are searching the town. They must have found the master's body by now. We need to move quickly. So it is dusk now. So quickly, and he basically leads you through some alleys to this upper story building. And he says, "Wait, quickly here." He has a quick look outside. He goes, "Yeah, it looks quiet here. Down the road quickly." And he points out a boat in the distance. That's Munder's boat. Better hurry before the guards close off the dock gates.
I'm already jumping through the window and going down the rope.
So going down the rope is a climbing roll with advantage. That's a strength roll with advantage.
Strength roll with
You
advantage.
only need a 10, but Will's gonna struggle.
Do I still have that level of exhaustion from earlier?
We'll assume you've managed to rest, so no.
Okay.
Not bad actually for minus.
Strength check.
Roll.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, cool. Everyone makes it down the rope, and you're basically hiding behind some crates at the moment. You wait for a
I loop up my
opportune
hands and
moment.
slide down the rope.
So I will give you stealth with advantage because it is dusk and you are waiting for an opportune moment, but you will have to make a stealth roll to sneak towards the boat without being seen. So stealth with advantage, please, folks. Ooh, you're lucky.
Oh,
it
dear.
would have been the other way around anyway, so that's fine. So I've got stealth from two of you, so I need stealth from Will and a stealth from Owen.
There we go, 16.
Yeah,
How
Will's
stealthy
okay.
is the old man?
How's the paladin? That's what the question.
I'm like a porpoise.
Is it stealth now, right?
Yes.
How are porpoises stealthy?
You wouldn't
Actually-
know because you've
Have you ever seen one?
So what is a porpoise?
Exactly.
Exactly.
No.
Oh,
It's okay, you got advantage anyway. So yes, right. So you're stealth towards the boat, and this kind of dark-skinned sailor-looking guy sort of like gestures for you to get on board quickly, and you can see some of his crew have kind of lifted up the sort of gangplank, so the planks, or the deck planks that lead down into the cargo hold. So it's quite a small ship that normally the slavers sleep on deck, but the cargo's normally stored below deck and on deck, and they just literally lift up the planks to put the cargo below deck, and then they'll store some of it above deck. And he's like, "Hey, hide below here. We'll let you out tomorrow morning when we're clear of the city."
Sounds good.
sounds bad. We haven't got much of a choice.
Right. So I mean, they don't nail the boards down or anything like that.
Please don't tell me this old man snores.
It's a long day.
It is particularly cramped down here. So everyone other than Will roll a d20. The person who gets the lowest is crammed up against Will's body.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's gonna be me.
Come on, move in.
Rather not.
It's gonna be me.
No, it's not.
No,
Oh,
Can Owen get lower?
Come have a cuddle.
how
Yeah,
no?
nat
Can you go?
Nat one.
How no? Can you go?
Oh, are we rolling something now?
Yeah, it's a d20. Yeah.
Skagif wants to come cuddle me.
Yep.
5. So yeah. So Nix, you're cramped up against Will's character's feeling hands, shall we say, of his this old man.
Oh god.
It's a little bit moist too. So.
So just
If his hands get feeling, I'm just gonna go and kick him.
Just to take a second to remind people that for only £5 you can donate and get a wild magic roll while the players are trapped below the decks, which is an opportune moment for such an eventuality to happen.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't already done it.
No. Chat will resist. Chat are nice. Chat will resist, won't they, chat? Please.
No.
Please be nice. I'm
So
cuddled up
you guys,
necromancer of all
you
things.
hear shouts as the boat's basically untied and starts to. They use the oars. You can hear them using the oars to kind of maneuver the boat out of the docks and into the river that runs towards the free city. And the donation links below in the. If you look below the channel notes, there's a donate button that then goes on to Twitch alerts.
Yep.
If somebody does donate, I want to have dibs on the roll.
Oh, even if it's not for you.
I want to be the one to doom us.
God.
It's up to chat. It's up to whoever donates who makes the wild magic roll.
Put it this way: if it's given to me, Scar, I will let you roll my doom. Okay.
The boat heads out into the river, and you guys. So everyone make a perception test, please.
All I can perceive is that I'm cuddled up with a necromancer.
Come here, you.
Just
He's the type of person to after he falls asleep try to cuddle the nearest thing.
So I'm waiting for a
You feel
perception
a foot
test
in your
from Rachel. Perception test, please.
Yep. Sorry, I'm on it. I'm trying to push away someone.
Oh, well done.
Nat 20.
So both
Nice.
both Scarlet and Rachel's character, you guys are lying there and kind of, apart from Will's character snoring, you hear this scraping sound along the keel of the boat, almost as if something's passing along the boat, like a creature of some description. Like a crocodile or something like that. You're not sure, obviously, but you hear this kind of... You hear something which is... It's not sand, it's not like a boat going against a killer sand. Definitely sounds like something which is alive.
Okay, so I'm pushing off the 3 or 4 arms that are coming near me. I look over to Scar's character. I'll see he looks a bit like he heard it as well. It's all right. Any ideas?
Big shark. Not much out of me.
Keep your ears open. I don't think that's the last of it.
So the boat continues onwards. After a sort of like next morning, you can kind of you wake up and you're all still lying in this boat. Basically, you can hear the sort of gentle swaying of the boat and the water passing beneath the keel of the boat. It appears that the rowing noises have stopped now, so you reckon they might have got a sail out. After about an hour or so, the crew start lifting up the gangplank, and the first thing you hear is one of the sailors go, "Bloody hell! Something died down there!" As the stench kind of alludes from Will's character through, as they lift the boards up.
Well, the question is how many things, not if. Guessing now around 30 dead things are attached.
Stratic, no offense, but just get away from me, please. Now.
It used to me by now. You really warmed to it after a time.
I don't think I want to get used to it.
So the 5 of you climb out of the but bear in mind the slave masters with you. You climb out of the cargo hold basically, and you see you're on deck now. It's nice and bright. It's light. You can see that it's quite a narrow river, and there's like dense jungle on either side of the river, and the river winds left and right as the boat goes. There's a little bit of a breeze which is propelling the boat from a sail. There's no particular below sort of like deck area, like crew cabins or whatever. You can see that the crew have got bed rolls on the deck that they've tidied away to the corners. The crew hand you like some fresh water skins basically and some food as you kind of come out of it, and the captain comes over and goes, "Oh well, hopefully that wasn't too unpleasant, but we should be clear now. Just need to keep an eye out for any patrols, but once we get close to the free cities, you should be okay. We'll need to get you a free citizen mark. You'll need to earn that to stop you being brought back into slavery." And he kind of shows you a mark that he's got. He goes, "Yeah, this is one of the free cities marks. It stops the agreement between the free cities and the Emerald Citadel is that they won't put in free citizens into slavery unless they're caught for a series of crimes, in which case they can still be sold into slavery." And the boat journeys on. What do you want to do?
I believe that I don't really need a book to actually.
You can basically you would have prayed in the morning, so you would have your spells now. And Will, obviously, you've got your spells now as well. Now you've got a spell book and a focus.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'll just be making myself useful on the ship and trying to keep in the fresh air as much as I can.
Yeah.
I'll probably be like
I probably
keeping
didn't get much
watch
sleep.
if anything.
Yeah. So the crew have been like all rowing through the night. So some of the crew are asleep. So you guys keep watch. And then the day passes uneventfully. The captain tells you it's going to take about 5 days. If the wind holds out, it's about 5 days upstream to the free city.
Okay.
Good. Get us there quickly.
I'm gonna go to the chef.
There isn't a chef. There's one of the crew members cooks.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to him and say, what ingredients do you have? What fleshes are you working with?
Well, you see, it depends. Everyone's got their own particular preference. The captain likes fish, or red meat. Most of the crew do. Me, I've got a particular preference. Would you like to try some? Actually, it's a tasty cured meat. It's got a real nice taste to it. He takes out some. He takes out some meat, and what you can tell as he opens up the box that he's curing this meat in, you can tell that it's actually human body parts that are in it.
Good man.
Jerky! People jerky.
I'm gonna eat it.
He gives you some really nice jerky.
Oh.
Which part is it though?
Rest of the crew don't seem to like it for some reason. Don't understand them,
Uncultured swine, that's what I say. It's like
Yeah.
a little gamey, but
Oh.
But I really want to know which part it is. Is he holding a hand or?
You don't know. It looks like a sausage.
I was waiting for that. I knew it.
Yep.
Okay. Can I try and find the captain, please?
Yeah, the captain's just inspecting his cargo and making sure everything's packed away safely at the moment and nothing's been damaged.
Okay.
And you come over to him basically. And he's like, hello, yes. Oh, by the way, you obviously had to pay the captain the full 90 remaining gold in the jewelry for the.
Yeah,
so you've lost
sure,
the jewelry.
of course.
So no jewelry left.
Yeah. no
Okay.
jewelry.
4 gold pieces, 34 copper. Okay. I'm just voice my concern is when we were down in the hold, we heard something in the middle of the night, something like scraping across the bottom of the ship. Like, I don't know. Any ideas? Are there any creatures around here that are particularly dangerous?
Oh,
Or
there's some pretty big crocodiles in the water. Probably one of them. You don't want to go swimming in this river.
right. So as long as we stay on ship, we're fine. Yes.
Yeah. We've got spears and stuff to kick any of them away if they do get a little bit frisky. But yeah, as long as you stay on the ship, you're fine. You can't drink the water anyway, so there's no reason to go into it. Yeah, it should be fine.
I'll hold you to that. And she walks away. She's occupied in her own world now, helping out where she can.
Yeah.
I'll leave him.
Thanks
so much to When in Rome. Donate £5. Don't know how we missed this. And reads, they told me not to, so I had to. Thanks so much, When in Rome. Very, very generous to give me that gold. Let us know how you'd like that to go. If you'd like to give someone a D10,000, let us know who you'd like to give it to. And thanks very much for the support.
Yeah, not sure why the Twitch alert's not firing because it's definitely on the screen.
Yeah, that's strange.
Oh, we'll check
It might just be we had some weird things going on the other day because Twitch has updated our API being partners now, so it might just take a day or two to fuck around with it.
Yeah.
So who was that donated? Sorry.
That was When in Rome.
So when in Rome, obviously £5 donation is normally a wild magic roll. So if that's what you're after, if you let us know which of the players you would like to make that wild magic roll.
There you go.
Or you could even inflict it on one of the NPCs if you'd like, say, the captain or the slave master or anyone like that to make the roll as well.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
So we are actually just about to reach the end of the stream. So let's actually just hold off and get that that roll from We Will Roam first, and then we'll end it there for today's session with the outcome of that
fair
roll.
enough.
What's up, Josh? How's it going?
We just need something from We Will Roam. So
I will wait for that. I'll come in a moment, I'm sure. Probably looking at all our options. There's actually some new donation stuff. You can donate to give monsters. You can create monsters. You can create boss monsters, which you decide the level of that monster, which can be pretty spooky for the players. So yeah. What about Wild Magic Surge? I'm new. I don't know name. So the bearded guy.
that's Rachel then.
Shots.
Ouch!
All right, get rolling, Richard.
Bang.
Don't call me Richard. That's not no.
So Owen, so Skag, I believe he means you. So
Yes.
if you'd like to make your D10,000 roll. So We Will Roam. There's actually a table. So you'll see that there's a table below. I'll just link that in chat now. This is the table we use. So the roll against that of 5281. I will now have a look at that and work out how to incorporate that into the remaining
5218, actually.
5218 into the remaining moments of this session.
Let's see.
So 5218.
There it is. Ooh.
Oh.
I'm resisting to look.
Oh, look, but I won't say it.
So the role reads: target can appear totally nondescript and unremarkable at will. So what this basically means is, Skag, if your character, through just being on the boat and studying the slaves on your journey here, you've developed this ability to literally blend in. So in any encounter where you're in a crowd of people or someone's searching for you or whatever, you can kind of bring up this kind of ability to just be nondescript, and people will just, overlook you. So that would give you an advantage on any stealth rolls where people were looking for you, particularly. And if people weren't looking for you, you would just naturally blend into the crowd as being someone else who was in that crowd, whether that was a slave or whatever else. So thank you very much for that donation when in Rome. And that will obviously come into effect for Skag's character throughout the rest of the campaign.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to tune in next week to see how that affects him later on. So what we will do is we will finish off the session here. It's not particularly a cliffhanger, but we're on the river, so something will maybe happen.
Subscribed. Thanks, man. Welcome, Josh, the adventurer. You're a gentle subscriber and scholar of the highest order. I don't know why my alerts aren't working. Maybe it came through. Who knows? But thanks so much, dude. I'll try and fix those alerts in a moment so you can get my dancing for you. Thanks so much, dude.
So cool, guys. So obviously, because I have to hand over the stream to the next host, because I'm actually hosting the stream for today at the moment for my own PC. So we will finish off there. So let's just do the wrap-up stuff then, Will, for today's first session.
Sounds good. If you guys enjoyed today's first session of the Emerald Citadel, hit that follow button if you haven't already, and join us in today's adventure. Whilst this game is finishing, we're just about to start a new session of the Lost Mine of Phandelver, so be sure to join us for that. I've got the new sexy Roll20 pack stuff, so all of it's done for me. It's super nice. I'll be showing that off throughout the stream as well. So hit that follow button if you haven't already, and stick around. The stream will go down for a few seconds, and it will come straight back up, so don't worry about that. But let's go around and thank our players for joining us today. So Skagif, thank you, my friend. Great session. Do you want to tell us what you do on the internet?
I do a lot of things. No, I do mostly streaming games. I have a RP Twitch going on. We will be doing either a game this Friday, or I will do some about it, sheets and a couple of things regarding it. So tune in on my streams.
Nice. Go find Skagif there. David, thanks for running this session for us. Anything you want to kind of shout out at the end of this session?
I've got a cat in front of me at the moment, so...
Shout out to the cat.
Yeah.
He's not pretty though.
This is Loki. He is a British short hair.
He's gorgeous.
He's a pain in the ass.
Look at him.
So yes, thanks. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the session. Obviously, the first few sessions are always a little bit getting into the world. We actually had to completely divert this one because the whole campaign was written around the guys becoming slaves to a slave master and then continuing from there. None of that obviously happened, so it's going to be a little bit of a rewrite for next session. You can find me at XP is Overrated, which is in that corner there, I think. There.
One of them.
There.
One of the corners.
One of the corners has got my Twitter name in it. You can follow me there. I run this session every Tuesday on Encounter Roleplay. Stay tuned for Will next on Lost Mines of Fandelver. That's probably it for me, to be honest.
Nice, perfect. Rachel, thanks for joining us.
Always welcome.
You want to shout out?
Not doing anything major on the internet at the moment. Got a few plans ahead though, which is nice for a change. So keep them posted. And I had a great time, by the way. XP, absolutely fantastic. Apart from Will's character is going to break me. It's a matter of time. Let's face it.
Perfect. Scarlett, thanks for joining us today. If you want to shout out at the end of today's session.
Not really. I've been doing pretty much nothing this past week.
Sounds good to me. Well, enjoy that time chilling, man. And we'll see you again next week, of course, along with the rest of our players joining us as well. So whilst the stream is going to go down for like 2 seconds, it's coming straight back up again. So nobody panic. Everyone just spam me up, you rip. And we'll be straight back up again because we've got to switch over to host. I'm going to start streaming this one. And I'll see you guys in but a few moments. So don't panic, folks. Don't panic, just see up here, rip. Let me just change the title of the stream real quick. Lost Mine of Fandelver is what we're playing. We're going to be teaching you guys how to play D&D, basically. There we go. And,
so as Will says, guys, just you'll see the stream drop off for for about a minute or so, and then it will come straight back up. So just sit there and chat and annoy chat. And all
right, guys, we'll see you in a few moments. Thanks for watching, guys. Until a few seconds time. Try not to throw too many at once because we want to be here laughing when you do. See you in a few, folks.
Later.